the big wide receiver Woodson, 6'5". He's caught over 400 yards worth of passes from the quarterback. He's going to be a key as well, don't you think?
Well, he's a big target. Brooke Point could have their hands full with him if they're trying to cover him one-on-one. They might have to do a little doubling on him because he is a big target, and he can run a little bit, and he catches the ball well, Mike.
23-13 was the final in that regular season matchup, David. And for Brooke Point, they come in 10-2. They blanked Orange in their opener and then had a hard-fought 22-20 win over North Stafford. Of course, you guys did that game last week. And the Blackhawks have a tremendous offensive balance between the run and the pass.
They certainly do, and it's a family affair for the Blackhawks as the Ross twins, Tavon and Trey, and also the Pierce twins. The Pierce twins, Paul and Russ Pierce. Paul being the quarterback, Russ is an all-district offensive lineman, and the Ross twins have collected for over 1,000 yards passing, as they also are dangerous kickoff returners. And as Brooke Point goes, they go. But don't forget the running back, Xavier Smith. Xavier Smith has rushed for 800 yards, and you have to understand that Brooke is a primary passing team. And Xavier Smith, the last game we did, he about run the clock out because they couldn't stop him running. He's a big running back, about 235 pounds, and he's hard to bring back. So if Stafford's going to be successful today, they're going to have to stop these offensive weapons.
You mentioned Paul Pierce. Of those 16 touchdown passes that he has thrown this season, 12 of them, 6 apiece, have gone to the Ross twins. So that is certainly something to watch. But also, Brooke Point's defense has played very well. The offense gets a lot of publicity, but that defense has been very good so far in the postseason.
Talked to Coach Buzzo last week after the ball game, and they've given up only 1 touchdown per game in the last 7 games, I think he said. And you're exactly right. And plus, in this whole Commonwealth district, there's no weak defenses in the district. Everybody has a strong. And talking about Timmy, Stafford has a great defense. They really do. So it's going to be an interesting ball game, I think.
The winner moves on to the state semifinals. The loser, their season ends. It's 9-3 Stafford against 10-2 Brooke Point. When we come back, we'll have the opening kickoff for the Region D championship game here at Brooke Point High School. Stay with us. Game. Mike Neville, Tim Coleman, and David Robinson along with you. We want to thank our sponsors, Garnett Heating and Air, the best heating and cooling company in Fredericksburg. Quality service since 1957. The Licata Group Realtors, serving Northern and Central Virginia. It's another beautiful day at the lake. OmniPoint Internet, serving rural communities with real high-speed broadband service. Get connected. And Dickey's Barbecue of Fredericksburg. Anytime is a great time for Dickey's. So it's the championship game of the Region 5D. A pair of Stafford County schools squaring off for the first time ever in a playoff matchup between these two teams. And it should be a good one. As we mentioned, they met back in the regular season with Brooke Point winning it by the count of 23-13. And a big defensive effort from the Blackhawks that day as they held Lavelle Armstead in check with under 70 yards, but he did score a pair of touchdowns. And Tim, you kind of think that this game, Stafford is kind of really nothing to lose because they come in probably as the underdog and really was not expected to have this kind of a successful season.
Well, Mike, they come in as the underdog, and nobody thought back in August they'd be in this position to be able to be in the playoffs, probably much less be able to win the regional championship. So, Brooke Point, I would think today, out of the two teams, would be the team that would probably play with a little bit more of, playing not to make a mistake type thing.
Right.
And sometimes, Mike, when you play that way, you do make the mistakes. They know each other. There's in the county schools. So, expect today to see things that really come down to the win and loss of today's game. Maybe as some people call it a small thing. You know what I call it? The special teams.
Right.
The big thing.
Exactly.
So, last night I was able to see Louisa and Dinwiddie play. Special teams played a big game, part of that game last night. When you get this time of year, you got to make plays on special teams in all the areas.
And Stafford will receive to get things started here in the opening quarter of this matchup. Incentive for Brooke Point: if they win, they will host next week in the state semifinals. They will entertain Tuscarora, who edged out Stonebridge in another regional final last night. 28-27 was the final in that one, with Tuscarora beating Stonebridge in the Region 5C championship matchup. So that's who, if Brooke Point wins. If Stafford wins, they'll have to go on the road and travel to Tuscarora. And it'll be Stafford in the white uniforms with the blue helmets and the dark numbers, the dark blue numbers with the gold trim. Brooke Point is in their red uniforms with the black numbers and the black helmets as we get things ready from Brooke Point High School for this afternoon's Region 5D championship matchup. 9-3 Stafford, 10-2 Brooke Point. And again, Stafford will receive to get things started here in this matchup between these two Commonwealth District rivals. And how about that, Tim? What's that say about the Commonwealth District to have two teams in the regional final? We've talked about that district and the coaching, and it's just getting better and better, and a good example right here.
Exactly, Mike. And you look around the area. You got James Monroe playing for regional championship today, Division III. Louisa, last night, they're playing in the state semifinals next week, Division IV.
Yep.
Right here we got Division V. Across the county, we got Colonial Forge, Division VI.
Yep.
Out of the 6 divisions, that's 4. The top 4 divisions, they've got teams in them from our area that can win it.
Exactly. Lavelle Armstead is deep, along with number 13, Eugene Richardson for Stafford. And kicking off for Brooke Point is number 22. That is Peter Rolando. As the Blackhawks and Stafford getting ready to square off in the 5D Regional Championship. It's a short kick, and it's fielded and stepping out of bounds about the 31-32-yard line. That time was number 27, Justin Toller.
Well, for the sake of the kickoff return for Stafford, they might be thankful that he stepped out of bounds where he did, because that's where they get the ball. From the looks of things, he was trying to go east and west across the field to get to probably a return right or return to their bench.
So it's 1st and 10 for the Indians. They'll start, looks like, at their own 33-yard line with their quarterback, Jalen Smith. And Woodson, the fine wide receiver, number 18, is at the bottom of your screen, 6'5". You can't miss him. Now Smith looking over to the sidelines. As Toller will go back in motion. Now they are doing a lot of shuffling. They better hurry up here or they're going to delay a game to start the ball game. Well, they did get it off in time. They give to Armstead, and he's stacked up. He's going to lose yardage. He's going to lose a couple of yards. Number 55, first down the scene, Russ Pierce. Also getting some help from number 51, Jalen Satchel.
You know, Mike, I'm not sure if all the shifting that Stafford was doing, if they was trying to figure out what Brooke Point was doing defensively, if they were going to be setting in a man or setting in a zone and running people back and forth across defensively, tells you that they're manning up at some point.
It's a loss of 2. It's 2nd and 12 for the Indians. So Armstead did not have a good regular season matchup, and he starts off with a 2-yard loss against the Blackhawks here in this Region D championship game. Toller in motion. He might have cut up field before the snap. Here's a pass. It's caught over the 40, down to 45, into Brooke Point territory, and finally pushed out of bounds is Toller. There was no flag. I thought he might have cut it up before the snap, but apparently not, and it's a big gain and a first down play. Picking up the first down of the ball game is Stafford.
Well, you get this time of the year, Mike, you got to make tackles in the open field. They had him at the line of scrimmage. He did a good job of breaking the first initial tackle and being in a spread type. There wasn't any other defensive people really close till he got way down the field.
The first down in Brooke Point territory at the Blackhawk 34-yard line on 1st and 10 for the Indians. They're going to turn and give it straight ahead and getting some running room this time inside the 30, inside the 25, breaks a tackle inside the 10, and Armstead's dropped at the 1 to make it the 2.5-yard line.
You know, Mike, that just goes to show you you don't have to make a lot of physical contact to get a block on the edge. The Woodson kid, to split in for Stafford, just shielded that defender enough to give Armstead that seam.
3 plays, and already Stafford is down at the 2.5-yard line, threatening to score on their first possession of the ball game. What a boost that would be for Stafford. Again, a team that is not used to postseason play. The last time they made it to the state playoffs was, I believe, back in 2002, when they had Thomas McClellan leading the offense, the running back. They turn, and they give to Armstead. He piles forward, got about a yard. He stacked up. Helping out on that stop that time was number 5, Damon Jackson, the senior linebacker for Brooke Point. They mark it at the 2. It'll be 2nd and goal.
I don't know if they're going to score going guard to guard on offense, Mike. I think they're going to have to go at least outside tackle to the edge to get it in. That,
of course, Tim, was the big run that Armstead ripped off a moment ago. He broke it to the left side, and he's got some great speed, does Lavelle Armstead. Here's Smith turning the quarterback, giving to Armstead, and he bowls his way. Did he make it? I thought he did. No indication.
I don't think he got in, Mike. I think they're marking him a little short.
Wow, I thought he had broke the plane. It'll be 3rd and goal.
You know, when you get to that goal line, you got to lower your shoulder and run behind your pads. He didn't do that.
So 3rd and inches for Stafford to get on the board with a touchdown. Opening drive, opening quarter here at Brooke Point High School on a beautiful day. And Jalen Smith piles his way forward. Still no indication.
I think they're waiting for him to unpile, Mike.
Well, Stafford says he's in, but where it counts. And now we get an indication. Took a while, but Stafford gets it in with 9:22 to go. And the Indians have a lead of 6-0.
Well, that should boost the whole team right there, Mike, because what you have, you got the offense that took it down on the first series. That ought to give the defense a little bit of team momentum going out in the first series against defense against a pretty good Brooke Point offense.
And on for the extra point for Stafford is number 67. The snap is down, the kick is up, and it is good. We have whistles. For 67 is Aaron Plunka, the junior. So we have a flag down, so just hold on. They're discussing it.
Might be all sides.
False start on Stafford, so we're going to have to try it again. So Plunka will try it again with Smith holding. Smith holding, number 6, the quarterback. Makes it a little bit longer. Snap is good. The kick is up and away. And it is good. 9:22 to go in the opening quarter. Stafford on their first drive jumps on top 7-0. We'll take a break. We'll come back and we'll have more of our coverage at CBTV's high school football playoff coverage from Brooke Point High School. Stay with us. And welcome back. CBTV's high school football playoff coverage. It's the championship game of the Region 5D playoffs here at Brooke Point High School, where the Blackhawks trails visiting Stafford 7-0. The Indians going right down the field, scoring on their first possession. Mike Neville, Tim Coleman, David Robinson, and the rest of the CBTV production crew alongside of you. Hope you're having a great Thanksgiving holiday weekend and a belated Thanksgiving wishes to all of you from all of us here at CBTV. And we're getting ready for Stafford to kick off, and we'll see Brooke Point for the first time offensively. So, Tim, given that Stafford came down, took about 4 plays or so to get in the end zone, do you think we're going to look at a shootout today?
It's hard to say, Mike.
It could be, though, right?
It could be. You got 2 teams that are pumped up pretty much to be here today, and it's going to be interesting to see what unfolds here in the next 2 hours.
And by the way, we were wondering about the crowd, what kind of crowd we'd see, and it's a good crowd on the Stafford side as Plunka kicks that one away. It's fielded at about the 13-yard line and looking for some yardage over the 20, over the 25, and finally knocked down about the 26, 27-yard line.
Pretty good coverage by Stafford, given Brooks got a pretty long field to go. I think right now this is the point of the game that tells you Stafford's defense up to the challenge because they've got some momentum because they just scored on offense.
And they mark it back at the 26-yard line. That was Trey Ross, the very dangerous Trey Ross, senior wide receiver that returned that kick. So 1st and 10 for quarterback Paul Pierce. And he's going to turn and give straight ahead to Xavier Smith. He pounds it over the 30 out near the 32-yard line.
He had a big game last week, Mike, against North Stafford, especially in the second half. He kind of put the team on his shoulders and really chewed up a lot of clock in that second half last week.
Well, Timmy just chewed off 5 yards there at 2nd and 5. They're going to give it to him again straight ahead. He bangs it out near the 34-yard line. Helping out on the stop for Stafford that time was number 66.
Stafford's secondary, Mike, giving a lot of ground to the receivers. Now they've moved up a little bit.
3rd and short, 3rd and 2 for the Blackhawks. Their opening series to start this contest after Stafford marched down the field in about 4 or 5 plays.
Stafford's threatening a blitz, Mike, with a linebacker off the edge.
And they're still threatening, and now they're going to give it again, and Smith has got a 1st down as he pounds it out to the 37-yard line. Got it by about a yard.
That linebacker, Mike, that was coming on that edge, blitz off the edge, actually got his hand on Xavier Smith, but the arm's not going to keep that young man from picking up a couple yards.
Number 40, Joshua Fisher, the senior linebacker, made the stop, but it's a 1st down for the Blackhawks, their first of the day at the 37-yard line of their own 37-yard line. Here's the snap, and Pierce is going to throw for the first time. Oh, and a good stick. The reception was made, but a pretty good play. In fact, a very good play by number 3, Divine Hardell Ford.
Well, he got there, Mike. As soon as the quarterback stepped in that direction to throw, he broke on the ball. Didn't break the ball, didn't break the pass up, but what he did do is he got there before the blocker was able to get there and kick him out, and that's what the tackle was trying to do on that hitch pass.
Loss of 2 at 2nd and 12, Tim, from the 35. Here's Pierce play action, looking, throwing, and it is overthrown. Had pretty good pressure in his face.
Yeah, that's what I call delivery sack.
Yeah.
You know, he had good pressure, didn't sack him. But I think there was enough pressure there that got in his face to make him throw a ramp pass.
Trying to hook up with Tavon Ross and overthrew it. So it'll be 3rd and 12 with 7:22 to go in this opening quarter. 7-0 Stafford.
This is a big play for Stafford's defense, Mike.
Yeah.
They're in a 4-3 look on defense, playing some man coverage in the secondary.
Here's Pierce getting the snap. They come late on a blitz, and he's going to throw over the middle, and it just missed, hooking up with the wideout. Trying to hook up with Tavon Ross once again, and he didn't miss by much on that one.
He didn't miss by much, Mike, but it was pretty decent coverage by the Stafford defender. He was there close enough that pass had to be perfect.
Yep. So 4th down, and the Blackhawks are going to have to punt. Here's the snap.
Oh, that's a shank.
And that ball, that's not a good punt, but he's going to get a nice roll out of it. It's fielded on a hop. Pretty good decision right there by the Stafford player. Number 13, that was Richardson. He saved his team probably about 5-7 yards, Tim.
He could have, because when that ball came down, there's a good possibility it was going to go towards Stafford's end of the field.
Great field position for the Indians on their second offensive series. They're in Brooke Point territory already at the Blackhawk 48-yard line.
How huge would that be for them to put up another score right here, Mike, in the first half, in the first quarter?
Woodson is split wide to the left at the bottom of your screen. Number 18, the favorite target of Jalen Smith on 1st down, and Smith's going to give it, and it's Armstead looking for room inside the 45, and he's flung down at about the 40-yard line.
If Stafford can develop a running game here this afternoon, Mike, that's going to put a lot of pressure on that Brooke Point defense, because it enables we haven't even seen the quarterback keep it yet on the read, and we haven't seen him try to get the ball to Woodson yet. So if Armstead can run for positive yards, Stafford could have a big day.
Jalen Carter on the stop for Brooke Point on that last play. It's 2nd and 3, and they're going to run it again with Armstead straight up the gut, and that's close to a 1st down. Number 43 helping out, that's Devin Colby for Brooke Point. And it is a Stafford first down. So the Indians have it at the Brooke Point 37-yard line.
I'd keep pounding it right at them until they prove that they can't stop the run, Mike.
Again, Woodson is split at the bottom of your screen, number 18. Toller goes in motion, number 27. He'll be a wing back to the right. The snap to Smith. He's going to throw, wants to throw, looking, and his pass is overshot as he tried to hook up with Richardson.
You know, if that young man would have kept running down the field, he went into a backward shuttle. That wasn't a bad ball, Mike.
Right. Bryce Roth on the coverage for the Blackhawks, and it's 2nd and 10.
You know, both of these teams defensively, Mike, are similar. Makes practice real easy. Both of them are coming out in a 4-3. We got an illegal shift.
Yeah, legal shift on the Indians, so it's a 5-yard penalty. It'll be 1st and 15 now.
You do all that shifting, Mike, you got to make sure that everybody's set for a second for that ball snap.
Just under 6.5 minutes to go in this opening quarter. 7-0 Stafford with their second offensive series of this opening quarter. And they're going to run it with Armstead. Inside the 40, inside the 35.
Score!
Down the sideline. And
got a flag back
Lavelle
there.
Armstead scores, but hold on. There is a flag down.
I think we're going to have a holding call.
Yep. So that's going to wipe out what would have been a 42-yard touchdown scamper, if indeed it is a hold, which is certainly in the area of.
Yeah. But what I like about the play, Mike, itself is the fact they didn't panic. On 1st and 15, they kept it on the ground. If it wasn't for this holding call right here, I think is what we're going to get. They'd be up 14-0.
Yep. They're still discussing it.
Yep.
Sometimes when you have this long of a discussion, they wave off the flag.
You're exactly right.
If that's the case.
I don't think.
No reaction from Brooke Point's defense.
I think they're going to wave it off.
Yeah, they are going to mark it back. So Armstead with a nice run, and it is a hold. And the Blackhawks are fortunate on that. And they got a sideline warning, I believe, against Brooke Point.
Yep. Well, the sideline warning might have been against Stafford, too, because he pointed that direction, Mike, after the sideline warning.
Oh, okay. That pushes the ball all the way back to the Blackhawk 44-yard line, where it's now 1st and Rhode Island. It's a ways to go for the Indians. Jalen Smith, the quarterback. On 1st down. Here's the snap, and Smith wants to throw. Rolling out to his right. Stops, throws deep. He's got a man, too. And he overthrew him.
Got pass interference, Mike, coming up on Brooke Point.
Toller, the intended receiver. Also, Richardson was in that area.
Mike, the receiver that was running down the sideline, running that rail route down the sideline, he was wide open, too.
Yes, he was. That's who I thought he was going to.
That's who I thought he was going to throw it to also.
So this should be an automatic 1st down after the mark-off, correct? Pass interference?
I don't know.
No?
It's not automatic, I don't think, anymore.
Well, it certainly helps out Stafford nonetheless.
Yep.
Pass interference. And it is a 1st down.
No, it's going to be second and about 2, I think, Mike.
I'm thoroughly confused. Just bear with me, folks. I'll get my bearings here straight.
I got you.
Tim's here to bail me out. That's all we have. Always helpful. And there's a movement. Now it's going to be.
That's going to be automatic 1st down because he gets 5 yards.
I think that's a legal procedure.
Yeah, I think he might be marking against. Yeah, they marking against Stafford.
So it'll be 1st and 8.
They changed that rule, and Mike, on pass interference, you don't get the yardage plus automatic 1st down anymore. It was still 1st down because that's the down that it was.
Yeah. The movement was on Joseph Chavaria, a senior tight end. He moved on. So on 1st and 5, here's Smith keeping it for the first time today. It's inside the 30, and he's dragged down at about the 28-yard line. Still going to be a couple of yards short.
I knew it was just going to be a matter of time, Mike, where he pulled that and read that in and kept it, and he picked up very positive yards. They're in 4-down territory, and it's 2nd down.
And Smith is only a junior, so that's a bright spot for Coach Mo Hampton looking ahead to next year. And I know they're not looking that far ahead right now with them having a 7-0 lead in this region.
Right.
Region 5D championship game. And we got a whistle. So let's take a break. We'll come back and we'll have more of our coverage of CVTV's high school football playoff coverage from Brooke Point Stafford on top 7-0. Stay with us. And welcome back. Brooke Point High School. It's the championship game of the 5D playoffs.
This quarter, Mike, first quarter, 5 minutes and 13 seconds left, has been mostly about Stafford's offense.
Yeah. The first down, the ball's inside the Brooke Point 25. Here's Armstead running off the right side, scoots inside the 20. And boy, good leg drive as he gets inside the 15 down near the 14-yard line.
One of the things I've been impressed with, Mike, here in this first quarter is the ability of wideouts to sustain some blocks out there on the edge for that young man to run.
DeAndre Scott helped out on the stop along with number 6, Derek Abbey. And it's going to be 2nd and short. Under 5 minutes to go, opening quarter. Mike Neville, Tim Coleman, David Robinson, and our CBTV production crew alongside of you. Hope you're enjoying our coverage of the 5D championship game. Here's the give to Armstead, and he is stacked up that time. Nowhere to go. Fine play by number 82, Thaddeus Moore, senior defensive end. He's the one that disrupted that play.
Yeah, he sure did. Brooke Point defensive front got a good push right there on that play, Mike. He actually lost 2 yards.
Yeah.
Just bring up about 3rd and 3.
Pushed it back to the 16-yard line, and it is 3rd and 3, just like my partner said. So 3rd down and 3 for the Indians. I'll tell you, with a guy like Woodson, 6'5", I'd just throw it up in the air and let him go get it.
He's a big target, isn't he, Mike?
He is, boy.
Yeah. Somewhere along the line, you know they're going to take a shot with him. They got to.
Well, 3rd and 3, and Smith in the shotgun. Good snap to him. He's looking Woodson's way. Now he's under heavy pressure. He's got to get rid of it, and does, and it's incomplete.
That's a great job by that quarterback right there.
Now it's 4th and 3, and I would expect Stafford to go for it here, Tim.
Yeah, I think it will.
Because it'll be about a 33-yard field goal if they don't.
And it looks at a flag, Mike. The wind would be blowing in his face.
That's one thing we haven't talked about, Tim. We got beautiful weather, but that wind is it does kick up every once in a while.
Yep.
And the offense is staying on the field for Stafford. The Indians coming off a victory over Harrisonburg in the regional semifinals last week. They rolled up 48 points in a 48-27 win. And Tim, in that game, Armstead went nuts. 264 yards on the ground.
Yeah, a big game.
And now we're going to get a timeout. So we're going to take one as well. With 3:35 to go in this opening quarter. It's the Region 5D championship game. Stafford on top, 7-0. We'll be back with more. Stay with us. And welcome back. It's the championship game of the Region 5D high school football playoffs. Mike Neville, Tim Coleman, David Robinson, and our CVTV production crew along with you. Our high school football playoff coverage, 7-0 Stafford, and the Indians are faced with a 4th and 3 at the Brooke Point 16-yard line.
You would hate to think, Mike, it's early in the game, but this could very well be a big play in this football game. It's 4th and 3.
Here's Smith wanting to throw under heavy pressure, gets rid of it.
Touchdown.
And it's caught by Toller for the touchdown.
I thought the left tackle might have moved just a little bit early, Mike, but evidently he didn't.
So with 3.5 minutes to go, Smith hooks up with Toller, covering 16 yards, and the Indians have a 13-0 advantage.
You look back on this football game, Mike, if Stafford's able to win this football game, that could be the play that just won it for him.
There's Plunk on for the extra point. It's a good snap. The kick is away. And it is good. 3.5 minutes to go, opening quarter, and just like that, the Indians have scored on their first 2 series. And we're going to take a quick break, and we'll come back, and we'll have more. It's high school football playoff coverage. It's the championship game of the Region 5D from Brooke Point High School with Stafford on top, 14-0. Stay with us. And welcome back. Beautiful day here in the state of Virginia. It is the 5D Regional Championship game, and I think the home crowd might be a little stunned here, Tim. It's 14-0 visiting Stafford.
Well, you know what? Stafford right now, Mike, is playing like they belong here. You know,
but in defense of Brooke Point, I think the offense has only had like 4, maybe 8 plays total in this opening quarter. They have been off the field, which is what you want to do with that high-powered offense.
Exactly. Stafford's offense has done a good job of controlling this first quarter.
Well, they did. The Brooke Point defense did a terrific job last week in holding down Devin Ford, but Armstead's gotten away for a couple of big games. Of course, he had that 42-yard touchdown wiped out by a holding penalty, but he's still finding some creases in that Brooke Point defense. So Blanca will kick off. Blanca will kick off for Stafford, number 67. And I don't know. Last time he kicked, this is a shorter kick. Should be good field position for the Blackhawks. And looking for some room over the 30. Look out, look out. And out near midfield. Terrific return. That is Abbey, number 6. Oh, I like his decision making.
The first kickoff, Mike, the last one, they kind of pooched it up to their bench side. This time they chose to pooch it over here to Brooke Point side. I think if I'm going to perform and do those kinds of kicks, I want to keep it to my bench side.
Yeah. So Brooke Point with great field position at their own 47-yard line. Paul Pierce, the Blackhawk quarterback. And he's going to throw a little quick screen, and it's caught, and it's well defended. As number 40 gobbled that one up for Stafford. That is Joshua Fisher.
You know, he made the tackle, Mike, but the DB made the play because he broke on that pass. He had the first contact, didn't bring him down, but he slowed him up for the pursuit to get there.
Not sure. It might have been Alex Dutel that had the reception. I didn't get a number on the reception, number 10. So it's 2nd down and 10, no gain. Now Smith has shifted over to the left side behind the quarterback.
Stafford coming off the edge again.
And they are under pressure as Pearson, and down he goes as he's wrapped up by Woodson. That is the same Woodson that's the wide receiver on offense.
Mike, on that particular stunt coming off the edge, you got a perimeter player coming off the edge. You got the end. You had one man, the tackle had to make a decision on which one to block. He chose to pick up the outside guy. Inside guy had a free shot with no back picking him up.
And now it's going to be 3rd and really long. The ball's marked at the 36-yard line. So it's going to be 3rd and about 21, 22 yards, somewhere in that neighborhood. And we got a whistle. We get a timeout. Or we get a delay of game.
I think we got a timeout. Stafford.
With 1:58 to go in this opening quarter. So let's take another break. We'll come back. And we'll have more of our coverage of the Region 5D championship game from Brooke Point High School visiting Stafford with a 2-touchdown lead, 14-zip. Stay with us. And welcome back. CBTV's high school football playoff coverage. Championship game of the 5D, the Region 5D. And it's Stafford on top. And Brooke Point faced with a 3rd and 21 from their own 36-yard line. Paul Pierce, the quarterback, gets the snap, wants to throw. Is under a little bit of pressure. As time now throws, and it is caught. As ball popped free. And now they're ruling it incomplete. They are ruling it. I heard a whistle.
I think he's going to mark him down, but I ain't too sure if he was down.
Wow.
I don't know about that call. Yeah, they're going to give it to Stafford. I thought so.
Incomplete, yeah. I think I saw an incompletion.
Well,
yeah.
They give him.
I don't know what they're doing here.
Oh, I tell you what, they ruled an incomplete pass.
Okay.
It sure looked like he caught it and took a couple steps with it, Mike. You got to make a football play. He made a football play after he caught the ball.
Of course, anymore, we really don't know what a football move is, do we, Tim?
No. Here's what I think happened. I think you had an inadvertent whistle.
Yeah. On
the fumble. And they weren't going to call it a fumble, so they didn't call it an incomplete pass.
I agree with you, partner. So a punt from number 45. And that's much better than his first punt. Wow, he really drilled that one. And that ball is going to roll inside the 15.
Wow.
Down to the 11-yard line. So Stafford will start deep in their own territory from their own 11-yard line. We'll keep it here. And
got to field punts, Mike. You can't lose that valuable field. Even if you run up and fair catch it, you know what? You're back there for a reason. If the coach didn't think you could catch a football, you wouldn't be there.
Right.
Give a fair catch signal, go catch the football.
Well, Tim, it's only the first quarter, a little over 90 seconds to go in this opening quarter. However, I think this is a big defensive series for Brooke Point.
Oh, sure it is, yeah.
I mean, they've got Stafford backed up. If they can keep them within the 15-yard line or so and force them to punt from deep in it, I think they're
going to get good field position, Mike.
So Jalen Smith's in the shotgun, standing at his own 6-yard line. And he's going to run it with, I believe Armstead muscles his way out near the 18, maybe the 19, out near the 14-yard line. And that was Xavier Smith on the stop. Russ Pierce also helped on the stop. 2nd down and 7. Still got 3 yards out of that run, and that was actually not Armstead. It was number 3, Cardell Ford.
Yep.
So on 2nd and 7.
Here's where if you're Stafford, Mike, you don't want to make a mistake with the football down here on your end of the field.
Toller in motion, and they run it again. And bouncing out over the 15, out to about the 18-yard line. That was Armstead.
Again, Mike, the man in motion I thought was turned up the field before the ball was snapped. That's twice.
Second or third time, and I feel the same way. And right now it's 3rd and short. Stafford.
I mean, when you come across in motion, you're running right at the side judge.
Right. And 3rd down and a couple. And they're going to run it again. Now they're going to option. Yep, here's Armstead. Armstead puts on the brakes, cuts. There's a flag down. And Armstead's got a 1st down, but that's coming back because of a hold.
Yep.
Well, that's too bad. Armstead's had a couple of big runs that have been wiped out because of holding.
I like your call, though.
Yeah. 11.2 seconds to go in this opening quarter. We'll check in with David Robinson, get his thoughts about this matchup at the end of the quarter. That's if Davey's paying attention. There's always a little concern about that. There's the indication. Well, that's going to make it 3rd and long.
That would have been a big 1st down, Mike, for Stafford, because with that 1st down, they would at least had a chance to flip the field a little bit.
So the ball is marked at the 12. Actually, it's just going to be it's like 3rd and about 6 because they mark it from the spot of the foul, of course.
Yeah.
And that's probably going to wrap up the quarter. Yep, that's going to do it. So 1 quarter is in the books, and Stafford has scored on 2 of the 3 offensive series in this opening quarter. They lead at 14-0. Let's head down on the sidelines, get the thoughts of David Robinson. David?
After 1 quarter of play here at Brooke Point High School, we got an upset in the making. The Stafford Indians are leading the Brooke Point Blackhawks 14-0 a touchdown run by Lavelle Armstead, and then a pass to Justin Toller, about an 8-yard touchdown pass, and made it 14-0. It's really surprising because the high-powered offense of Brooke Point cannot move the ball on Stafford's defense. This Stafford team is really coming on, and they are looking real good. Of course, it's just the first quarter, and it's a lot of firepower in the Brooke Point offense, so I wouldn't count them out yet, but if they don't, they need to start moving the ball on Stafford to have a chance. So it's 14-0 at the end of the first quarter. Back up to you, Timmy and Mike.
And welcome back. Getting ready for the second quarter of this afternoon's matchup, high school football playoffs on CVTV. And once again, I want to thank our sponsors, Garnett Heating and Air, the best heating and cooling company in Fredericksburg. Quality service since 1957. The Licata Group Realtors, serving Northern and Central Virginia. It's another beautiful day at the lake. OmniPoint Internet, serving rural communities with real high-speed broadband service. Get connected. And Dickey's Barbecue of Fredericksburg. Anytime is a great time for Dickey's. So Stafford faced with a third down to start the second quarter, and they're going deep down the sideline, and it's caught midfield, 45-40. Toller. He's finally knocked down about the 25-yard line by Abe.
Mike, for the third time today, that motion man is bending that motion towards your line of scrimmage for the ball snap. They're not calling it. But you know what? If Stafford can do it and get by with it, it's giving them an advantage on that wheel route right there. That was a great route and a great pass.
The throw was right on the money, wasn't it, Tim? As
yes,
Toller hauled it in. Now they're 1st and 10 at the Blackhawk 25-yard line. What a great call on third down, and I think they had about 7 to go.
Yeah, third and at least 7.
1st and 10. And they run it with Armstead. He cuts it inside the 20, inside the 15, still going, and he's down to about the 13-yard line.
I think he's got a first down, Mike.
The 51, Jalen Satchel.
I like how he's using his blockers.
Yeah.
You know, he's making some good cuts out there, and when he's got enough speed that when he makes that cut, he's explosive.
Yep.
And getting very positive yards on the cut.
And it's a first down, Tim, 1st and 10 at the Blackhawk 13-yard line. 1st and 10. There's the give, and that time Armstead was stacked up. Nice play by Derek Abbey, the junior safety.
There wasn't nowhere for him to go that time, Mike.
Number 6, Derek Abbey, and number 69.
But you know what? If nothing else, they're in a position to attempt a field goal because the wind's at the kicker's back right now. And we've seen from the extra points, I think the young man's got enough leg to, kick the football.
It's a loss of 2 at 2nd and 12. Second quarter just underway. CVTV's high school football playoff coverage. Mike Neville, Tim Coleman, David Robinson, and our great CVTV production crew along with you. So 2nd and 12 for the Indians. They're in Brooke Point territory at the Blackhawk 15. Here's Smith wanting to throw, and does for the big guy Woodson, and he threw it out of the end zone.
Yeah, threw that out of bounds completely.
So it'll be 3rd down and 12. Wendell Lewis is the number 9, the guy that's been going in motion the last couple of times for Stafford, just to let you know.
If you're going to throw that fade route up in the end zone, you got to at least give your big man a chance to make a play for you.
So it's 3rd down, 3rd and 12 from the Blackhawk 15.
I might come back to the very same play. Give him a chance.
Yeah. Lewis in motion. Now they're going to turn and pitch it to Armstead running. Armstead got a block outside, gets inside the 10, and he's forced out at about the 7-yard line, 8-yard line. And it's going to be probably 3rd and about 7, or 4th and 7, excuse me. Decision time for Coach Mo Hampton.
Again, Mike, I've been impressed with Stafford's wideouts. Woodson did a good job of staying, and you don't have to get a crushing blow. All you got to do is shadow that guy and give your running back a chance, and he's done a good job with that here in the first half.
Stafford might be thinking about this one, might take a timeout. They are going to take a timeout. So we'll take one also. We've got just over 10 minutes to go, second quarter. It's the Region 5D Championship. As you look at the Stafford side, the home crowd, the Stafford crowd, very good crowd on hand. We're going to take a break. We'll come back. We'll have more from Brooke Point High School, 14-0 Stafford. Stay with us. And welcome back. Second quarter, it's the Region 5D Championship game from Brooke Point High School with the Blackhawks trail 14-0 to county rivals Stafford. And Plonka is on for what looks to be about a 24-yard field goal attempt. And Tim, you like this decision?
I do like his decision because it puts him up by 3 scores if he can hit this field goal.
Smith, the quarterback, will be the holder.
Special teams play, Mike, what we always talk about right here.
Snap, the kick is up and away.
It's good,
and
Mike.
It's good. So Plonka with a 24-yard field goal with 10:13 to go in the first half.
Looked like it took forever to get there, but it did.
So Plonka with a 24-yard field goal, and just like that, Stafford's on top 17-0 in the big play in that one. Stafford was backed up in their own territory, and Smith hooked up with Toller on a huge gain down to the Brooke Point 25, and eventually that led to that field goal.
Yeah, it was 3rd and 8 from about the 12-yard line, Mike. That was a huge play. Even though they didn't get a touchdown out of it, but they got points out of it, which puts them up by 3 scores.
And, boy, Stafford looks very comfortable in this
They
playoff
sure
setting,
do.
don't they, Tim?
They sure do.
Of course, and again, at Brooke Point's defense, the offense really hasn't had much time on the field, but again, credit Stafford's defense for getting them off the field and for Stafford's offense for moving the ball and keeping that clock going.
Well, we've seen right now so far up to this point of the first half, seen the offense, we've seen the defense play a role, and we've seen special teams on this field goal that they just hit.
Tim, it'll be interesting to see what they do on this kickoff. The first kickoff they did, Ross, they were able to pin him in, and he got out to about the 25 or so, I think. And then the second one was kind of a pooch kick that was returned for out near midfield. So let's see what they do on this kickoff.
Yeah, I'm kind of anxious to see what they're going to do, where they're going to kick the football. They go to Brooke Point sideline again.
Yeah, and it's fielded at about the 17-yard line, looking for some space. The ball came out, but I think he was down. It was Abbey with the return to the 35-yard line. Well, the body language on the Brooke Point side, Tim, heads are down a little bit.
Yes, they are.
This is going to test their mental fortitude. So 1st and 10 for Paul Pierce. Blackhawk quarterback. Of course, the son of the athletic director, Roger Pierce.
They got 2 brothers playing.
Yeah, Russ Pierce, of course, the linebacker. They got some football IQ in that family.
Yes, it
Here's
is.
the give and looking for squeezing out about 3 yards that time. Woodson was helping out on the stop for Stafford.
Here's the point of the game, Mike. You got a point right now where it's going to take a lot of discipline by the Brooke Point coaching staff to stay with a game plan instead of just wanting to chunk it all over the field.
So on 2nd down and 7, with the ball resting at the 38-yard line. They got, looks like number 26 is in the backfield, Jalen Carter. I think he's the one who just had that carry. Here's the throw, and his pass is picked off.
6.
Toller, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Number 27, Justin Toller.
This game might be over, Mike.
23-0 with 9:17 to go.
There was nothing on that ball, Mike. It just floated out there. These defenders have been breaking on those passes all the first half. He broke on that pass well for a pick 6.
I'm not sure how many yards he returned it, but Toller with the interception, and boy, it's 23-0. Plunker can make it 24-0 with just over 9 minutes to go in this opening half.
Like you said, Mike, before that score, the body language was bad. It's getting even worse now, I believe.
And the extra point is good. 24-0. Stafford has stunned the home crowd here at Brooke Point High School as they lead it. We'll take a break. We'll come back and we'll have more of our coverage. It's CBTV's high school football playoff coverage with Stafford up 24-0 over Brooke Point. Stay with us. And welcome back. The home crowd is stunned. It's 24-0 Stafford with 9:17 to go in the opening half. It's the Region 5D championship game. The winner moves on to the state semifinals. The magical season for Stafford right now is continuing.
It has in this first half, Mike, with 9:17 left. And, you know, like you said, the fans are stunned. I think more so the players out there from Brooke Point right now stunned.
Now, you mentioned, Tim, staying with the game plan. You really don't want to abandon the run totally.
No.
But at now you're going to have to maybe deviate a little bit more to the passing game.
You're going to have to take a few more chances, Mike, than normal.
Another kickoff, and it's fielded over the 25. Good return out near the 45-yard line. Spun down. That is Ross for 85. That is Tavon Ross.
First down, Blackhawks.
So 1st and 10. Good field position for the Blackhawks. They'll start at their own 45-yard line.
They've had good field position a couple times, Mike, but the Stafford defense is nullifying the field position.
I think it's imperative that Brooke Point gets some points on this drive.
I think they need something.
Here's Pierce, and they're going to run it straight ahead. Nothing.
Not much there.
Pick a number on that Stafford defense, and you will. Number 45 is getting off the pile. That's John Zamites. Also number 66.
That's what you call gang tackling, Mike.
Joshua Fisher was also in there. Number 66 is Colin Vaughn. I think Woodson was in on the stop as well, number 18. Well, Woodson might not be getting it done offensively, Tim, but defensively he's playing a heck of a game.
He has a defensive end, Mike. He's doing a good job.
2nd and 9. Pierce rolling, throwing. He connects with his receiver. And it's a first down play into Stafford territory, down to the Indian 43-yard line. Dutel with the reception.
Yeah, I'm like you, Mike. They need something positive to happen for them on this drive. It's 8 minutes and 31 seconds left in the first half, and they're just down right now.
All of a sudden, the clock stopped for some reason. I guess because
he was out of bounds.
Yeah, that's right. So on first down, and the pass is caught and breaking a couple of. Look out! Here he goes down the sideline is Ross, and he's going to score. Well, they had him hemmed in.
Well, that's the first time today, Mike, that the receivers that didn't get the pass made a block for that kid.
Yep. Covers 43 yards.
They broke on the ball again, but the receivers got blocks and give him that seam.
So the Blackhawks do indeed get something positive to happen.
Now they go for 2. Nobody's covering him. He dropped it.
So the 2-point conversion fails, 24-6. Stafford on top, 8:19 to go in this opening half. Let's take a break. We'll come back and we'll have more of our coverage. You're watching the Region 5D championship game from Brooke Point High School. Stafford leading it 24-6. Back with more. Stay with us. And welcome back. CBTV's high school football playoff coverage. It's the championship game of the Region 5D. The winner moving on to the state semifinals. Brooke Point has just scored 24-6. Stafford on top here at Thomas W. Berry Stadium. Memorial Stadium. Named in honor of the late Tom Berry, who coached here at Brooke Point and Stafford, as a matter of fact.
Yep.
And that kick is fielded over the 30. That's Toller, and he's knocked out of bounds near the 40-yard line. Good run, a 12-yard return on that one.
Well, we'll see what that score does, Mike, for Stafford's defense, if it gives them a little shot in the arm here on the defensive side. And we'll see how Stafford handles that little bit of adversity right there on their defense. We'll see if their offense can come back and do something with it.
1st and 10 at the 40. Quite honestly, Brooke Point's defense has not been able to stop Stafford today. They've been moving the ball. They've had a couple of self-inflicted wounds on holding penalties. Here's Armstead. It's out near the 43-yard line. We'll call it 2nd and 7. Xavier Smith helping out on the stop, number 32, along with Nate Neverson.
As long as Stafford, Mike, is staying somewhat with their running game, they're eating that clock.
Yep. 2nd and 7 after the 3-yard pickup by Armstead. Under 8 minutes to go, first half. Congratulations to Coach Bill Brown's Colonial Forge Eagles. They have moved into the state semifinals in Region 6. After beating, I believe it was Manchester last night. And here is the run from Lewis, Wendell Lewis. And they might have squeezed a yard, maybe 2 yards out of it, and that's it. Number 43 getting off the pile. That's Devin Colby.
Do we know for sure who Forge plays?
Oscar Smith.
Oscar Smith.
Yeah, they beat, can't think who they beat last night.
Lansdowne.
Lansdowne, that's right.
Lansdowne was undefeated.
And Oscar Smith, I believe, was the team that ended Coach Brown's season last year in the state semifinals on a last-second touchdown. Under 7 minutes to go, Indians are faced with a 3rd and 5.5 from the 45-yard line.
Big play for both of these groups.
Yep. They send Toller in motion, and again, Smith to throw, looking, and his pass is incomplete. Kind of in between Toller and number 11, Anthony Adams, so it'll be 4th down. Yeah. I believe Indians' first punt of the day today.
It is.
So the Brooke Point defense has done their job. I'll tell you, if the offense can get another score here.
Yeah, we got a game.
Yeah. It's like number 43 is going to punt it away. That is Chavaria, Joseph Chavaria for Stafford, standing at his own 31-yard line. Low snap, but he's got it. It's away, a nice booming punt. And that ball is going to hit, and it's going to roll. Well, I'll tell you, the Brooke Point guy who was back to field that punt was fortunate that didn't roll a little bit farther.
Yep.
As it is, it's a great punt as Blackhawks are pinned back at their own 14-yard line.
Like you said, Mike, if Brooke Point's offense can get in gear here a little bit and get another score on the board before halftime, we're going to have an interesting second half.
6.5 minutes to go in this second quarter. 24-6 Stafford. Paul Pierce, the quarterback. First and 10 for Pierce and the Brooke Point offense. He's going to give it to Smith, and Smith is stacked up. And he's going to, boy, good job. No whistle, and he's still going as he powers his way out near the 25-yard line.
I think he's got first down.
Tackle was made by number 62.
Well, from the looks of that run, that young man's not quitting.
That's right.
Number 27, Justin Polar.
First and 10 at the 25-yard line. I think the Indians were expecting a whistle to be
I think you were, too.
Correction, number 62 is Granville Amos.
So on first and 10. And they're going to run it again. And again, it's Smith flag. I think a flag.
We got a holding call coming up, Mike.
Smith was knocked down. I believe Toller.
32, Thaddeus Moore carrying the ball for the Blackhawks.
Well, actually, it's Moore. Thaddeus Moore.
Number 27, Justin Polar. There's a flag on the play.
He was number 82, Tim. That was the tight end Thaddeus Moore, right? Actually, they have him listed as a running back, 5'9". I think he's bigger than 5'9", but he's the one who just ran that ball.
Yeah.
And it is a holding penalty to back it up. Blackhawks have not had many penalties. That might be their first penalty of the day. Stafford's had several holding penalties. It pushes the ball all the way back to the 18-yard line.
You know, talking about that late whistle, Mike, on that running play, we've seen a lot of that this year in the league.
So it's 1st and 17. And Thaddeus Moore remains in the backfield. He's the young man that had that run a moment ago, I believe, instead of Smith. Here's Pierce, a little pump fake. Now he's scrambling, and he tucks it and keeps it, gets over the 20, and is out of bounds near the 25-yard line. Number 45, John Zamites got him. Zamitis got him.
There's two things you like about a play like that. Offensively, for the quarterback, he didn't force the ball downfield.
Yep.
And the defense stayed with it and gave good pursuit.
It's going to be 2nd down now. So they mark it at the 24-yard line. 2nd and 12. Here's Pierce rolling to his right, looking to throw, and does, and it is incomplete. Overthrew his intended receiver. It'll be 3rd down and 12.
Number 17, Joshua Lawrence. On the defense for Stafford, number 3,
Cardell Ford was in on the coverage.
I think he might even got a hand on that ball, Mike.
5:29 to go in the first half. Brooke Point faced with a 3rd and 12 from their own 23-yard line.
You know, if they don't pick a first down up right here, Stafford could get pretty decent field position herself.
And now they've got Pierce again in the shotgun. Low snap, he picks it up, and he's going down the sideline.
Nobody home down here. Coach it.
He threw it out of bounds. So it'll be 4th down. He was trying to hook up with Ross. Trey Ross, the intended receiver. I'm not sure if he broke off his route or...
He looked like he was thinking he was going to run a fade, and he ran a stop route, Mike, at about 10 yards.
So the Blackhawks will have to punt from deep in their own territory.
Coach Johnson down there made the catch.
It's a good snap.
Not a very good punt.
And
wow.
It's heading out of bounds. Now where are they going to mark it?
Stafford's going to get great field position, Mike. Back to Brooke Point 40-yard line.
Short field to work with for that Stafford offense. Let's take a break. We'll come back and we'll have more of our coverage. You're watching CBTV's high school football playoff coverage from Brooke Point High School. 24-6 Stafford. Stay with us. And welcome back. Brooke Point High School, CBTV's high school football playoff coverage. Mike Neville, Tim Coleman, David Robinson, and the CBTV production crew alongside of you. And 1st down, great field position. Here's Armstead, and he's heading for the sidelines, and he's ridden out at about the 35-yard line.
Well, they picked up about 6 yards, Mike, on 1st down. I mean, you know, you put yourself, first of all, you're in 4-down territory. You're 2nd down in about 4.
2nd and 4.
You're in a position to, you know, playbook's wide open on this down.
2nd and 4. Just over 5 minutes to go in the first half. 24-6 Stafford.
But the one thing offensively you don't want to do is you don't want to make a mistake.
Right.
And turn the ball back over to Brooke Point.
Give momentum back to the Blackhawks. And they're going to run it again. Nope, it's caught by Smith, the quarterback.
He fumbled it.
And he lost the football. And the Blackhawks have it. There was a flag thrown.
I think that flag's holding, Mike.
Xavier Smith recovered the football, and the Blackhawks have it just shy of the 40-yard line.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a holding call. I think that's going to be a recovered fumble all the way.
Yep, you can see the number 55 clapping there for Brooke Point, Russ Pierce. Declined, obviously, because the possession now belongs to Brooke Point. With 5:03 to go in this first half. Just what you said, Tim. Didn't want to turn it over and give them a
turn it over.
So Pierce will be in the shotgun. Looks like he's got number 26, Jalen Carter, in the backfield with him. On 1st and 10.
Stafford still content to stay pretty much in that 4-3 defense. Of course, when you use a spread, it takes one of their linebackers out of the picture there, Mike.
And 1st down. Pierce wants to throw. He's looking.
He's got a guy wide open in the seam.
Caught! Dutel has it down to the Stafford 19-yard line. Alec Dutel, the junior wideout.
He did a great job, Mike, of faking a hitch and then sending that guy up the seam. Perfect pass.
1st and 10 for the Blackhawks. They'll mark it at the Stafford 20-yard line. And this time they run it. That's Xavier Smith pounding out a couple of yards. Woodson helped out on the stop, number 18 for the Indians, along with number 21, Alonzo Johnson. 2nd and 8.
If Brooks able to go in and score, Mike, on this drive right here with their offense, I guess we'll see how big that turnover was that Stafford had on the other end of the field.
And Brooke Point will get the ball to start the second half. Here's Pierce to throw. Looking, his pass
overthrown.
Is incomplete. Trying to hook up with Tavon Ross, the senior wideout. So that'll be 3rd and 8. I would think this is 4-down territory, Tim.
Yeah, definitely.
4:18 to go in this opening half. So on 3rd and 8 for the Blackhawks at the Stafford 18-yard line after that big connection between Pierce and Dutel. And now they run the draw play. And breaking one tackler, Xavier Smith inside the 15, pushed out at about the 9-yard line by Alonzo Johnson. Now they're going to mark it at the 10.5-yard line.
I think he's still going to have the 1st down. Very close, Mike.
That was a good call. Checking. And are they going to measure? They are going to measure.
Timeout for a measurement.
Good draw play on that call.
Yeah, it was.
Smith was able to scamper down near the 10-yard line. They mark it at about just inside the 11. And the Blackhawks are going to see if they got a 1st down. This is going to be 4th and short.
I think he's got it, Mike.
Well, they're examining it.
I think he got it the length of a football. If it marks on that field, right?
Yeah, we're still debating. Are they going to bring the sticks out or not?
I don't know what they're doing. Yeah, I think they're going to bring them out.
All right, well, let's take a real quick break, and we'll come back, and we'll have more of our coverage. CBTV High School Football Playoffs. We'll see if Brooke Point's got it when we come back. Stay with us. Well, Old Eagle Eye Coleman was just
missed
short.
that one.
Missed it by that much. Yeah, it's just, I don't know, maybe 6 inches or so, but it's going to be 4th and short for the Blackhawks. 4:11 to go in this first half, 24-6, but Brooke Point on the move, and you know they're going to go for it here on 4th and short.
Yeah, they got to.
But again, I don't understand why you would have your quarterback in the shotgun on 4th and short. Just run him up there and run the quarterback sneak and get the first down.
That's what I don't even want to get in that conversation no more.
Tim, it just drives me crazy.
Yeah, me too, Mike. Got 6 inches, and the quarterback's back 4 yards, and the other one's back 7.
They are going to run it, and he does have the first down. That's Xavier Smith. Got a good head of steam going. Woodson and Johnson combining on the stop, but it's 1st and goal now for the Blackhawks.
But I still say, Mike, he picked the first down up, and that's great. I still say you got to have a series of plays under the center for short yardage.
On 1st and goal And they're going to run Smith again, and this time he's stacked up for no gain.
Xavier Smith on the carry.
Number 54 was in on the stop for the Indians. That's Nicholas Dunn. Also John Zamitis, number 45, helped out, and number 66, once again, Vaughn was in on the stop for the Indians. So it's second and goal from the 8-yard line. Here's Pierce rolling to his right, looking now, wants to go back the other way, and now he's under pressure, and down he goes. Woodson was in on the stop, number 18, along with Colin Vaughn.
He's tackled by the Indians, number 18, Landon Woodson, and number 66.
Now it's third and goal from the 11. So third and 11, approaching 3 minutes to go in this first half.
Unless it's Mike, they gotta pick up some positive yards here for it to be 4 down territory. Because if nothing else, you got to come out of here with your offense with some points right here. I think right before halftime.
Looks like they got a little wildcat action going on here because that's Carter, Jalen Carter in the shotgun, and he's going to run it straight ahead. And he did get some positive yardage, but
I don't know if I like that play selection, Mike.
Be fourth down and goal from the 8.
Christian Thompson on the carry for the Blackhawks.
I mean, you know, defensively, Stafford seen the wildcat that they're using.
Actually, that was Christian Thompson, my mistake, not Carter.
I think I want that ball on third down snapped in my quarterback's hands and giving him a chance to make a play.
And now they're going to go for it. I thought they were going to go for it. They're taking a lot of time here. I thought they may go for a timeout, but they are going to go for it. I'll tell you, if Stafford's defense can come up with a stop here.
It's huge, Mike.
Yep.
If they can hold them to 0 points.
Fourth down from the 8-yard line. Here's Pierce. He wants to throw. Looking, and it's batted down.
It's intercepted.
It was picked off.
Picked off.
Is that Woodson?
That's Woodson.
Jalen Woodson heading the other way and scoring. Oh, my goodness.
What a turn of events that was, brother. I say the right call would have been to attempt a field goal, get some points.
Landon Woodson.
I don't know.
Wow. Was Woodson the one who deflected it? I couldn't see who deflected it. I saw it.
One of the tackles, Mike, got their hand on it, but I couldn't see which one.
And Woodson just took off. Wow.
What a turn of events that was. Wow.
30-6, Stafford.
That's a 14-point swing.
Yeah. Yep. So Plonka will try the extra point in Stafford with 1:42 to go. How incredible is this turn of events? Smith holding. It's a good snap. And the kick is also good. 1:42 to go in the first half. And Stafford owns a 31-6 lead. Let's take a break, collect our breaths, and we'll come back and wrap up this first half from a stunned Brooke Point High School where the home crowd has just watched Stafford grab the 31-6 lead. Back with more. Stay with us. Welcome back. Getting ready to wrap things up in the first half here at Brooke Point High School. 1:42 to go. Mike Neville, Tim Coleman, David Robinson, and our CBTV production crew alongside of you. 31-6. Stafford with the lead. Just when it looked like Brooke Point was going to close this gap. And, you know, Tim, you talk about the fourth down play, but really the third down play with the Wildcat. I wasn't a big fan of that call.
I didn't agree with that call much either, Mike. But, you know, you got Pierce, who's he's proven himself throughout the course of this year as a quarterback. You know, let's run the play through his hands.
Yep. So Plonka hits that one, and it's fielded at about the 15-yard line or so, and out over the 30, and that's it. Yeah, it's still going. 35, no whistle. Boy, these officials certainly let him play.
I couldn't start to tell you how many of those rugby scrums that we've seen throughout the course of this season. You know, here's what gets me upset about it. they let that play continue, and then tempers start flying, and then we've seen some personal fouls come at the end of those things.
That's what I was just going to say. That Tim, that would be my fear if I was a coach. That one of these young men is going to get called for a personal foul. So Brooke Point will start at their own 37-yard line. Here's Pierce to throw.
Those out of bounds.
Hit just as he got rid of it. I think it was Woodson that hit him. I'll tell you, Woodson's been a force defensively. Again, he has not caught a pass yet today, I don't believe, except for the interception.
Yeah. But he's been a big part of this game plan.
So it's 2nd and 10 for the Blackhawks at their own 37.
He's done a good job at his defensive end position. He's done a good job of blocking out on the edge for Armstead. He's played a good football game today.
Under 90 seconds to go in this first half. Here's the snap. Here's the throw. Pump fake. Looking to go deep down the sideline.
It's caught.
It's caught. And Brooke Point's going to score. Trey Ross. With 1:12 to go.
Little out and up action, Mike. Good pump fake by the quarterback. The defensive back bit on the fake. Went down the sideline with it. Well, that's got to give them a little confidence going into halftime, Mike.
So here's the extra point attempt. Now remember last time they went for 2 on this. They lined up. And I think they're going to go for 2 now. They're not even going to line up for the extra point. They're going for 2 points.
Yep.
Which is, smart. Pierce in the shotgun, gets the snap. And he's throwing a fade route, and it is overthrown.
Out of bounds, yep.
Trying to hook up with number 17, Joshua Lawrence. So it's 31-12. Let's keep it here with 72 seconds to go. Boy, how's that interception really looms big now, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. It really does. And that 2 pick sixes they've had today.
Yeah, because Toller had the other one.
Yeah. The defense has put up 2 scores.
So the Blackhawks will kick off. Again, the winner will play in the state semifinals. If Brooke Point can come back and win this, they will host Tuscarora. And Stafford, if they win, they will hit the road and travel to Tuscarora. Athletic Director Roger Pierce is out there talking to the official in the end zone. And Roger was the last coach that Stafford had when the Indians made it to the state semifinals.
Yep.
And they lost to, I can see the teams, but I can't remember who they lost.
They lost to, I tell you they lost to. I think they lost to Phoebus.
Yeah, because Phoebus had the defensive end that went on to Virginia Tech. That was just
because I was at that game.
That was Stafford was just outmanned in that game.
Yeah.
I mean, Phoebus had probably about 6 or 7 at least D1 players. But hey, what a ride that was that year for Stafford.
Phoebus got knocked off this weekend too. Well, maybe last weekend Phoebus got knocked off.
So here's the kickoff. Let's see if they go for an onside kick here, Tim.
I don't think so.
No, you don't think so? Nope.
Little pooch.
Yep. And it's fielded. And looking to run the other way is Toller. And Toller's got some room. Avoids one tackler. And down. Ooh, boy, he almost coughed that thing up.
He did.
Good stick from behind, I believe, by Xavier Smith. So the Indians will have possession at the 33-yard line. So what do you do, Tim? You just try to run the clock out, or do you?
That's what I would do.
Of course, a lot depends now. If you're coaching, a lot depends too, Tim, on this first play. If you get like 10 or 15 yards, maybe you rethink things, right?
Well, if you get 10 or 15 off of a running play.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I wouldn't put it in the air. Number 3 is in the backfield. That is Cardell Ford, Divin Cardell Ford. They send Armstead in motion. And they want to throw, and it's caught. And Toller steps out of bounds near the 40. So it'll be 2nd and about 3. Justin Toller is a senior wideout. Under a minute. In
these situations, Mike, if you're going to throw it, you got to throw it downfield. To to me, you don't risk throwing the ball in the flats or short out routes because if you get picked, it's a pick six.
On second down, Toller in motion. Here's Smith to throw. Now he pumps it and runs. He's to the 45, cuts it inside the 50 and down to the Brooke Point 45-yard line.
They've got 50 seconds, Mike.
Yeah.
They're in position to put some points on the board.
DeAndre Scott helped with the stop.
There's a flag on the play.
Well, we got a late. Do we have a late flag or is it a...
I'm not sure. I didn't see a flag.
Looks like the Indians are walking backwards. Legal block.
Penalty is illegal block in the back against Stafford.
Well, the Indians have killed themselves with penalties at the
Yeah,
most
they have.
inopportune time. They'll mark it back at the Brooke Point the Stafford 41-yard line. It's going to be 2nd and 4, and the clock's running now. Looks like the Indians are content to let this thing run out. We'll check with David Robinson at the half, and snap to Smith, and he's going to throw. Going deep, and it is incomplete. There's a flag down.
This pass is in for number 13, Eugene Richardson.
Richardson, the intended receiver.
Blackhawks, number 29, Bryce Ross. There's a
I'm
flag
not too
on
sure,
the play.
Mike, if that might be offensive pass interference.
Bryce Ross, I believe, was on the coverage.
I don't know. Maybe they're going to call on the defense. If it is on defense, it's going to give them a first down.
Yeah, Bryce Ross was on the coverage, number 29, holding against Brooke Point with 17.1 seconds to go.
Penalty is defense holding against the Blackhawks.
Well, you know what? 17.1 seconds. You're in a position to take a couple shots, Mike.
Especially with Woodson.
You still got to keep it out of the flat zone.
Yeah. Ball's in Brooke Point territory at the Blackhawk 49-yard line.
I'd definitely take a shot with that big guy.
Woodson is at the top of your screen, 6'5" senior.
Free safety shading his side of the field, though, Mike. Got two
Smith to
safeties
throw,
deep.
and they throw it to Woodson, and I think he was looking to throw. Now he's just going to run and
He
be
better
tackled.
tuck that football away.
He's tackled at the line of scrimmage. I think he was going to, I don't know, was he trying?
I'm not sure.
And that's going to do it for this first half. Big first half for the Stafford Indians as they roll to a 31-12 lead over Brooke Point. We're going to head down on the sidelines, check in with David Robinson, and we'll come back. We'll have the second half from Brooke Point High School where Stafford leads it 31-12. Stay with us.
Back at Brooke Point High School, we got a lopsided game. It's 31-12 in favor of the Stafford Indians. It looked like Brooke Point was making a comeback. They were driving the ball down the field. They got down to about the 20-yard line, and Woodson, the big defensive end, came in, hit the quarterback, knocked the ball up in the air. He picked it off and ran it all the way down the field for a touchdown, and that opened the score up. But then Brooke Point come back, and on a touchdown pass to Trey Ross, and they came back and made it 31-12. They missed both extra points and make the score now. It's 31-12 here at halftime. So it's 31-12. It looked like Brooke Point was going to make a run at them, but like I say, on the Ross interception, on the Landon Woodson interception, they ran it all the way back for a touchdown, and it looked like it took the air out of the balloon for the Brooke Point.
Thank you, David. Back with the second half of this afternoon's Region 5B championship matchup. 31-12, Stafford on top. And once again, we want to thank our sponsors, Garnett Heating and Air, the best heating and cooling company in Fredericksburg. Quality service since 1957. The Licata Group Realtors, serving northern and central Virginia. It's another beautiful day at the lake. OmniPoint Internet, serving rural communities with a real high-speed broadband service. Get connected. And Dickey's Barbecue of Fredericksburg. Anytime is a great time for Dickey's. Mike Devil, Tim Coleman, David Robinson, and our CVTV production crew getting you ready for the second half. And a stunner with Stafford on top, 31-12. Brooke Point will get the ball to start the second half, Tim. And what do you expect here in the second half? What do they got to do to get back in it?
Well, one of the things they got to do, Mike, is they got to come out with some intensity, which they did not do at the beginning of this football game. And that's one of the reasons why they're in the position they're in right now. Now, they come out in this third quarter, and they can find a way to put the ball in the end zone, get a 3 and out on defense, they could be right back in the football game.
So how important is this first series to start to the second half? I mean, do you put more emphasis on that series maybe than?
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
You have to put the emphasis on that series, whether the score is this way or whether it's a tie game.
Right.
Or whether you're winning.
Right.
The first series of the third quarter is always huge for both teams, whether you're on offense or whether you're on defense.
So the Ross brothers are back to receive this kick from Plunka. In that first half, 2 defensive touchdowns for Stafford, both on pick sixes. Toller had one to make it 24-0, and then Woodson had a pick to make it 31-6. And then, in fact, less than about a minute after that, it was a 63-yard touchdown that got Brooke Point their 12th point and got them back in it somewhat. But I'll tell you, Stafford has been able to control the clock offensively, run the ball with pretty good success, and, like I say, control the clock and keep that high-octane Brooke Point offense off the field. So here we are. Second half is underway, and another kick is fielded at about the 29-yard line and right up the gut. And, boy, out to midfield, Blanca, the kicker, had to make the stop on number 85, Tavon Ross.
You know, there's positives and there's negatives to pooch kicks, Mike.
Yep.
And we've seen most of the time today, Brooke Point's come away with a kickoff return with good field position.
Yeah, they haven't really had bad field position when they started drives, as Brooke Point. So Pierce in the shotgun with Xavier Smith. And 1st and 10 from midfield. They're going to turn and run. And getting the outside, and he stepped out of bounds.
Yeah, they're lucky they didn't get a call for holding right there, Mike. Thompson. I kind of thought the tackle over here, their left tackle, was kind of holding Woodson, but Stafford didn't get the call.
About a 3-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 7. That was Christian Thompson with the carry. Head coach Tommy Buzzo of the Blackhawks done a great job with this program.
Yes, he has.
And second down, they run it again. Xavier Smith, and he pounds it down to the 44, maybe the 43-yard line. Colin Vaughn, who's had a real good game defensively for the Indians, was in on the stop, number 66.
Well, the first 2 of the third quarter, they're trying to establish a running game, and it's like I was saying earlier, you don't want to abandon your game plan if you don't have to.
3rd and 4 for the Blackhawks. This might be 4-down territory, Tim.
It could be.
Here's Pierce to throw. He's looking, pumping, and under pressure, and down he goes at midfield.
I don't think it will be now.
And in on the stop that time was Granville Amos, a senior defensive lineman, and looks like Brooke Point's going to be forced to punt now.
Mike, that was that same play they hit earlier in the first half where he faked the hitch and tried to go down the seam. That time Stafford had the guy covered in the seam.
He had a guy at the top of the screen that was wide open, and that snap bounced one hopper back to the punter, and he gets it away. And now it's just a matter of where they're going to mark it. Fisher is still walking up to the 23-yard line. 1st and 10 for Stafford. So the Indians will come out with their first offensive series to start the second half. Just over 10 and a half minutes to go. believe they announced at halftime that Culpepper was up on James Monroe 7-0.
Really?
I think so.
That's kind of surprising.
Yeah. So Woodson is split wide to the left, top of your screen. Quarterback Jalen Smith. Here's the snap, and they're going to run the ball with Armstead.
He fumbled, Mike.
Yep, he did. Oh!
Stafford's lucky. They got it back.
Heads up play that time by number 11 to pounce on that. That was Anthony Adams.
Boy, that's a big break for Stafford to get that fumble back because Brooke Point would have had the ball at the 30-yard line,
Yeah.
Mike.
It'll be second and about 3.5, maybe 4 yards. Boy, it's been that kind of a day for Brooke Point. They've had a lot of things go against them.
Yeah, they sure have.
Second and 4.
Like Stafford's taking a lot of time.
Yeah. You don't want to get into clock watching here, Tim. You want to.
No.
I think they're going to get. Of course, they don't have a play clock on the field like some schools. Here's Smith to throw, and he's going deep, and it's caught.
It's going to be a touchdown.
And it's going to be a touchdown for number 13, number 13, Eugene Richardson.
Wow.
Smith's second touchdown strike of the day.
Bryce Roth had pretty good coverage, Mike, on the play. I thought he had his hand on the ball for a second, but the receiver really showed some good concentration. Come down with the ball and touchdown Stafford.
71 yards that covered. And as I mentioned, Jalen Smith's second touchdown strike of the day. He hooked up with Toller in the first half on a 16-yard scoring strike. And it's 37-12.
Like you said, it just seems like all day that's kind of luck it's Brooke Point's had today.
Broncos extra point is a line drive kick through. So 9.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter, and Stafford has raced out to a 38-12 lead. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll have more. You're watching CBTV's high school football playoff coverage from Brooke Point High School. Stay with us. And welcome back. It's CBTV's high school football playoff coverage from Brooke Point High School, where the homestanding Blackhawks, looking at the scoreboard with 9.5 minutes to go in the third quarter, are down 38-12. Mike Neville, Tim Coleman, David Robinson alongside me, and our terrific CBTV production crew led by Stan Miles. Ryan down on the field. Of course, Charles is here as well. So, and again, hope you're having a great Thanksgiving weekend.
Stan just said that Stafford's where he went to high school.
Yeah.
I tell you what, they're playing well today.
They are making all Stafford grads look proud and good today. Another short kick. And it's fielded up over the 40 and spinning down to about the 43-yard line.
For the Blackhawks, number 6, Derek Abbey.
Abbey with the return.
The Indians, number 43, Joseph Shamar.
And I'll tell you,
One of the things, Mike, that's happening with these pooch kicks, it's not allowing the guy that's catching it to get a lot of steam before,
Right.
the defense is able to kick off, coverage team ready to get down and cover the kick.
one thing I was going to say, Tim, a moment ago, because I saw Anthony Adams get off of that pile, number 11. Remember the fumble recovery he had right before that touchdown strike is a huge play.
That was huge.
That's one of those unnoticed things that are going to go unnoticed, but I'll tell you, I know the coaching staff won't overlook it. Here's Pierce to throw. He does, zips it.
Good catch and throw.
That's a heck of a grab right there by by Ross. Trey Ross.
That's enough for a Blackhawk.
First down for the Blackhawks in Stafford territory at the Indian 40-yard line. Boy, Pierce had some heat on that one.
We talked earlier, Mike, about not abandoning your game plan, but they're getting themselves in a situation where they're almost going to have to throw almost every play. There goes a jet sweep.
Yep, here they go with the give. I think that's Carter, Jalen Carter. Yep.
Jalen Carter carrying the ball for the Hawks. He's brought down by the Indians, number 7, Sean Smith, and number 19, Noah Williams.
Sean Smith helping out on the stop, along with Noah Williams, number 19 for the Indians. You almost have to go into a hurry-up, don't you?
Yeah, you do.
2-minute offense.
Exactly. High school football is only 12-minute quarters.
Right.
So
Here's to throw. Arm was hit as he let it go. Are they ruling it a fumble? I believe they are.
I think he called it a fumble.
Yep, and it's scooped up by the Indians, number 51, Dimitri Thomas. Woodson, I guess, was the one that caused the fumble. I'll tell you, he might be my front runner, Tim, for player of the game, even though he hasn't had a great impact offensively. But, boy, defensively, he's been wreaking havoc.
He really has.
Well, that's at least the third turnover that the Blackhawks have had. They had the 2 pick sixes plus that. The Indians take over at the 42-yard line.
I think Pierce kind of thought that his arm was in motion, but I think the ball was knocked out, and then his arm came forward, Mike.
Here's a turn, and Smith keeps it, and Jalen Smith has banged down over the 45 at about the 47-yard line. Number 69, Nate Neverson, helped out on that stop.
We got a Brooke Point player down, Mike.
So it might be number 28, Christian Thompson.
The injured player on the field is number 28.
Yep, you're right.
Thompson.
So we've got an injury. Let's take a break. 8 minutes, 18 seconds to go in this third quarter. 38-12. Stafford on top over Brooke Point. It's the Region 5B championship game for Brooke Point High School on CBTV. Stay with us. And welcome back. Brooke Point High School there, helping off Christian Thompson, as you can see. Good to see him up and being helped off. I hope that young man is okay. He was injured on that last running play. Thompson's a junior. So it's 2nd and 5 for the Indians in Brooke Point territory at the Blackhawk 48-yard line. Smith in the shotgun. He wants to throw. And looking and throwing into a crowd, and I believe it was caught.
Yeah.
It was Woodson. There was 2 receivers there.
Right in the same spot. 2 receivers and 2 defenders.
Yeah.
And that's the way Stafford's luck's been today, and that's the way Brooke Point's luck's been today, Mike.
Derek Abbey, number 6, was there along with another fellow defensive back, but it didn't matter. Woodson, being 6'5", just went up and got it. And it's a first down at the 26-yard line in Brooke Point territory. And Woodson's looking at the other receiver saying, you ran the wrong route. I ran the right route. So 1st and 10. Smith looking over the sidelines.
A lot of teams are doing that now, Mike.
Yeah.
What it does gives the offensive coordinator a chance to look at the defense before he calls the play.
Did we get a delay of game?
But that's also what can happen.
Yeah.
Delay of game.
So it'll be 1st and 15. They were flirting with it all game long so far, just running that play clock down. So they mark it back to the 31-yard line now, 1st and 15 for the Indians.
But what it does, it gives that offensive coordinator, whoever's making the offensive calls, a chance to look at the defense before he signals playing.
Yeah. And then 1st down, they turn. And Smith keeps it, running off the left side, cuts it inside the 25 down to the 24-yard line.
That was kind of a weird-looking snap, Mike. Yeah. I kind of thought that the offensive line moved before the ball did, but I guess it didn't.
DeAndre Scott with the stop for Brooke Point, helping out on the stop. So it'll be 2nd down and 8. Ball resting at the 24-yard line as we go under 7 minutes to go in this third quarter. Send Lewis in motion. And we got a whistle. We get a false start.
Either a false start or we got defense in the neutral zone, one or the other.
Yeah, they're going to back them up. So the 2nd down and 13. After the false start.
The penalty is false start against Stafford.
Push the ball back to the 29-yard line.
Usually where that flag comes with a false start is usually on one of your wideouts, and I was always, that was a pet peeve of mine. If you're looking at the football, you should
Right.
never jump offside.
Just like a nose guard over the center, and he jumps offside.
Exactly.
So how do you? Here's Smith to throw. Now he's going to tuck it and run inside the 20. Smith still on his feet, pushed out of bounds near the 15-yard line.
Close to the first down.
That was a good decision by that young man.
Yes, it was.
And it's first down for the Indians with under 6.5 minutes to go in this third quarter.
Climbed the pocket real nice. Didn't force a throw downfield. Picked up first down.
First and 10 for the Indians at the 45, or excuse me, at the 15. And they're going to run it this time. Armstead bangs his way for a couple of yards.
Armstead on the carry for Stafford.
Brought down by number 51, Jalen Satchel.
Blackhawks number 43, Devin Colby, and number 51.
For the most part today, Mike, Armstead has made some great cuts off of his blocks to keep things in positive yards. A couple times, he was stopped for no gain, but for the most part, he's picked up positive yards today on just about every carry.
And remember, Tim, he's had that 42-yard touchdown run called back for a holding penalty. They had another long run that was called back because of a holding penalty.
Yep.
So I'm impressed the way Stafford's been able to run the football. Blackhawks did a great job of shutting down Devin Ford last week in that win over North Stafford. There's Smith to throw. And Woodson's got it. That was easy.
I don't know about the flag. They might call offensive pass interference, Mike. I think he might have pushed off.
I think the number 18, Landon Woodson, there's a flag on the play.
I might be wrong, but
And it looks like it is going to be against the Indians. Yep. Offensive pass interference against Landon Woodson.
yeah, you can see him shove the defender in the back.
Against Stafford.
So that's another touchdown wiped off the board. Pushes the ball all the way back to the 28-yard line.
Yeah, that kind of hurts.
The second and 22, I believe. We had second and 25 on the board. And Smith looking Woodson's way and then throwing the other way. And it's incomplete.
I think they're going to call that incidental contact there, Mike.
Sean Smith, the intended receiver. Coverage from
For the Blackhawks, number 29, Bryce Roth. That pass
Bryce
is
Roth on the
incomplete.
coverage. So it'll be third and long.
I think, instead of trying to pick your first down up, I think you've got to try to pick up some positive yards and maybe attempt a field goal right here, Mike.
I agree. Kind of surprised they went for the home run ball on that one.
Yeah.
But, just over 5 minutes to go, third quarter, 5-12 at CVTV's High School Football. Playoff coverage for you. The Region 5D championship game with the winner advancing to the state semifinals.
Yeah, I think we're going to get a timeout.
Timeout.
So we'll take one also. 5-12, 5 minutes, 12 seconds to go in this third quarter. 38-12, Stafford on top. You're watching CVTV's High School Football Game of the Week, playoff style. Stay with us.
Ladies and gentlemen, last
And welcome back. CVTV's High School Football playoff coverage. Mike Neville, Tim Coleman, David Robinson, and our CVTV production crew alongside of you. 5 minutes, 12 seconds to go, third quarter from Brooke Point High School. Stafford on top, 38-12, faced with a third and 25. Ball resting at the Brooke Point 28-yard line. Here's Smith to throw. Looking, and it's thrown, and it is that Toller with his third touchdown of the day? It is. Justin Toller, that's his second reception, and he also had a pick six. Now, he might be our player of the game. Who knows?
You know, he kind of left Woodson out in the, almost looked him off, using him as a decoy.
Right.
Faked a little hitch route, send that inside receiver right down the seam, Mike. Defensive back, again, had pretty good coverage.
Yeah.
The receiver just wanted more than he did.
So Plunk on for the extra point, 44-12. With just over 5 minutes to go in this third quarter. And the kick is up. And it is good. 45-12 as Smith has his third touchdown pass of the day. That one covered 28 yards. And we got a flag down. Must be against Brooke Point because Stafford is running to the sideline. So 5:06 to go here in this third quarter. Well, Tim, I don't know, as far as player of the game, like I say, I really liked Woodson, but Toller's got 3 touchdowns. Smith has thrown 3 touchdowns and also had a quarterback sneak for one. So we got several players in the running from on the Stafford side.
Armstead's had a good game running the ball. So.
Well, actually, penalties against Stafford. It's unsportsmanlike. So they'll assess that on the kickoff. Well, I would not have envisioned a 33-point game, a lead for either of these schools.
I thought we was going to have a good football game today. Yeah. I thought Stafford would be able to play with them just because of the fact of the momentum that they've had up to this point, and Coach Hampton and his staff getting them ready to play. But to be 45-12, 5:06 left in the third quarter, I didn't see that coming.
You saw from that shot of Stan's camera, the Stafford side, really a good turnout by the Stafford football fans. Brooke Point's had a good turnout too.
Yeah.
But they're a little short, I think, as far as participation than Stafford. And Timmy, we've always talked about, turning around a culture. Stafford for so long has not had very good seasons, and to come in here, this is the type of season that could propel them for the next few years at least to be, get that winning attitude. And who knows, we may see him in the postseason again next year.
Well, I like their T-shirts that Mo Hampton came up with. I saw one back in the early part of the season. On the back of it said "New DNA." I like that.
I like that. That's a pretty good kick, driving it back to the 25-yard line. But this is a dangerous kick returner in Trey Ross, and he's brought down at about the 44-yard line, 45-yard line. And that was Toller on the stop. I'll tell you, Toller's had a heck of a game.
Yeah. There's several players out there for Stafford that would be deserving of a player of the game award, Mike.
Colin Vaughn's had a good game for the Indians, number 66, their big defensive tackle.
Yeah. I think he might have been the one who got his hand on that pass that Woodson picked off and took to the house.
So Pierce will be in the shotgun. With just under 5 minutes to go, third quarter. There's Pierce to throw, and does. He hooks up with his receiver into Stafford territory. Look out, and you're brought down at about the 41-yard line. Joshua Lawrence with the reception. Alonzo Johnson brought him down, but it is a first down for the Blackhawks in Stafford territory at the 41-yard line. Pierce throws complete, but there's Alonzo Johnson right again as he quickly brings down Trey Ross.
I like how these DBs been breaking on the ball all day long, Mike. I know early in the first half, 2 of them broke on the ball and they got blocked a little bit, and Brooke Point scored a touchdown, but that's really been the only play that they hadn't gotten there on the short stuff.
That's a loss of 1 at 2nd and 11. Here's Pierce to throw again, going deep, and he overshot his receiver. It'll be 3rd and 11. Toller had the coverage. Trying to hook up with Carter.
On the defense for Stafford is number 27, Justin Toller. That pass was incomplete.
So 3rd and 11. 4:06 to go in this third quarter. And here's Pierce rolling to his right, looking, throwing, and it's juggled but caught. Or was it not? Oh, incomplete. Carter had it for a moment, but then as he took a hit, he dropped it. So it'll be 4th and 11. Joshua Fisher with the coverage.
I like the angle, Mike, that these defensive ends have been coming off the edge, pretty much keeping Pierce in the pocket.
Yeah. Well, Brooke Point is going to punt. I thought they might go for it here. Good snap. And the ball is punted away. And that will hit and roll out of bounds about the 12-yard line or so. Make it the 13. So let's take a break. Under 4 minutes to go. Third quarter. Our score, Stafford 45, Brooke Point 12. It's the Region D 5D championship game. Stay with us. Championship game, Region 5D. Final from Brooke Point High School. Stafford with possession, deep in their own territory at their own 13-yard line with 3 minutes, 50 seconds to go in this third quarter. Nope, I thought I saw movement. And here's Smith keeping it. Gets over the 15 and out near the 18, 19-yard line.
Well, he got tripped up by an arm, Mike. If he hadn't got tripped up by that arm, he might have taken that option to the house.
Neverson tripped him up, and it'll be 2nd down and 4. I thought the offensive lineman moved on the right side of that line, but I'll tell you, that line's done a great job. Number 54, Nicholas Dunn. Also number 69 has done a great job as well. We'll try to get those numbers for you. Colin Vaughn, number 66 in there. Also 69, Robert Mills. The center, I believe, is number 56, Brandon Wentz.
Yeah, they've done a good job here this afternoon, Mike, that's for sure.
So 2nd and 4, and Armstead's going to move into the wing back position. Smith's going to turn, and they do give it to Cardell Ford. Gets over the 20. He's going to be about 2 yards short, isn't he? Yep, be 3rd down and 2.
He's running downs and he's running plays, though, Mike, keeping that clock rolling.
Yep. On 3rd down and 2. I may have overlooked Brian Milan, also number 52 for that Stafford offensive line. No, it is 62, but I don't have a 62 on my roster. Oh, you know, that's Granville Amos, my bad. Granville Amos is number 62. Timeout with 2:18 to play in this third quarter. So let's take another break. Once again, you're watching CBTV's High School Football Playoffs. It is the 5D Regional Championship game from Brooke Point High School with Stafford leading at 45-12. Stay with us. Welcome back. Glad you're along with us for this regional final, the 5D Regional Championship game from Brooke Point High School. Stafford faced with a 3rd and 2 for their own 21-yard line. Jalen Smith, the quarterback, has had a fine day. He's going to throw. There's a blitz coming. And it's a little screen pass to Toller. He avoids one man, and he falls forward. He's got a first down near the 25-yard line. I wasn't sure that was going to be that play was going to work.
I wasn't either. He did a good job of keeping his balance. The quarterback did a good job of getting him the football, Mike. That was a very difficult pass trying to get it over top of that Russian defensive end.
Yeah, the Blackhawks sent, he was number 24 on the blitz, DeAndre Scott, and he just couldn't quite get there. So 1st and 10 for the Indians. Here's the turn, and Smith on the option, and Armstead is going to lose a couple of yards on that one.
Yeah, Brooke Point played that well.
Yeah. Looks like it was number 82, Thaddeus Moore. Helping out on that stop, so it'll be 2nd down and 12. That might be a play where Mo Hampton's with the, I'm sure Tuscarora is here scouting, is going to give them something else to chew on, right? As they get
exactly,
ready.
yeah.
If, of course, this lead stands up, which it'd be hard to believe that Brooke Point can come back from this deficit, but you never know.
Never know.
2nd and 12, and they run it again. This time it's number 9, Wendell Lewis, and he's going the wrong way.
Good job. Defense did a good job of staying at home.
Yeah.
The action of the play was going to the left, and they come back with a little reverse to the right.
DeAndre Scott and also Derek Abbey helping out on that stop for the Blackhawks all the way back to the 20-yard line, where now it's 3rd down and 17. I don't know if you put it up here, Tim. I think you just run it again and let that clock run.
That's what I would do, Mike. I just don't think you want to take any chances back on your own 20-yard line. If Brooke Point scores, you want the offense to have to work to get the points, not give it to the defense.
Yep. So 3rd down, Smith again in the shotgun. And there's a delay of game, I believe, right?
Yep, that's where the flag come from.
It's their 2nd one this half. So now it's 3rd and 22 from their own 15.
That official deep in the middle of the field behind a defensive secondary, he's the one that keeps track of the time clock.
And, of course, if you notice here at Brooke Point High School, they have the AstroTurf. It's a beautiful facility.
It is.
Thomas W. Berry Memorial Stadium. Of course, Tom Berry's son, Jeff, coached here for a number of years. Jeff's now the athletic director at Colonial Forge. And Smith's going to throw. At least wants to. Now he steps up and is tripped up at about the 18-yard line, or maybe 13-yard line, excuse me. So the Indians will have to punt, but they're going to have to do it to start the 4th quarter. 3 quarters are in the book. Stafford leading at 45-12. Well, you've heard us talk. Let's see what David Robinson has to think about this contest. We'll send it down to the sidelines. David, take it away.
Back here at Brooke Point High School, we got to blow it, and it's a doggone big upset as the Brooke Point Blackhawks have gone down 45-12 to the Stafford Indians. You wouldn't have thought this today because Brooke Point was favored in this ball game, but it sure doesn't look like it now. It's been the Justin Toller and the Smith threw 2 touchdown passes to him, and he intercepted the ball and carried it back for another touchdown. There's been some great plays at Stafford as Landon Whitson, he's made 2 tremendous sacks. One, he knocked the ball down, picked it up, picked it over to the air and ran it back for a touchdown. And on another play, he sacked the quarterback and did the same thing, only he didn't run it back for a touchdown. It was an incomplete pass. So right back here at Stafford High School, at Brooke Point High School, it's 45-12 in favor of the Stafford Indians. Back up to the booth, and Timmy and Mike.
And welcome back, CBTV High School Football Playoff coverage. And once again, we want to thank our sponsors, Garnett Heating and Air. The best heating and cooling company in Fredericksburg. Quality service since 1957. The Licata Group Realtors serving northern and central Virginia. It's another beautiful day at the lake. Omni Point Internet serving rural communities with real high-speed broadband service. Get connected. And Dickey's Barbecue of Fredericksburg. Anytime is a great time for Dickey's. So the Blackhawks will have it in Stafford territory after the 4th down punt. Trey Ross with the fair catch at the 45-yard line.
One of the things, Mike, if you're Mo Hampton and his staff, you really want to stress to your team right now the importance of keeping your emotions under control. Because this is a big emotional day for Stafford High School's football team. Because the last thing you would want is some kid to get a penalty, get tossed out of a game, and not be able to play next week.
Right. Stay focused.
Exactly.
So it's 1st and 10 for the Blackhawks at the Stafford 45-yard line. Here's Pierce to throw. He's got some time going down the sideline, and it is overthrown.
That's that play. That's that play where they faked that hitch out there and sent that inside receiver down the seam. They were successful on that early in the game. Last 2 times they've tried it, they haven't connected on it, Mike.
Tavon Ross, the intended receiver, Toller with the coverage. So 2nd and 10 from the Stafford 45. And they're going to run it this time. And breaking a tackle and getting about 5 yards on a nice carry that time. Number 26, Carter, Jalen Carter. Noah Williams with the stop for the Indians, number 19, junior defensive back. 3rd and 5 for the Blackhawks at the Stafford 40. Pierce in the shotgun. And his play action. His pass is caught. And breaking it down inside the 15-yard line. Flag comes down.
Might have a face mask, Mike, at the end.
Another reception for Dutel.
That ball was thrown down the seam, but it was more of a delayed type pattern going down the seam, Mike. That receiver was wide open.
So it'll be 1st and goal, I believe, after the penalty is marked off. Yep.
The penalty is personal foul, grabbing the face mask by Stafford.
So 1st and goal.
Half the distance to the goal, and that's enough for a Blackhawk.
Let's see where they end up marking it here. Looks like at the 5-yard line. So 1st and goal for the Blackhawks. There's Pierce's pass. And it's caught. Touchdown. And that is Lawrence. Joshua Lawrence hauling it in.
Little back shoulder fade route, Mike. I like that.
Well thrown. And a nice catch.
Yeah, it was.
And Brooke Point will go for the 2-point conversion once again. Down 45-18. And Pierce wants to throw again. And his pass is incomplete.
Yeah, that didn't have much of a chance.
Trying to hook up with Carter again. So 45-18, Stafford with the lead here in the 4th quarter with 10:49 to go. Let's take a break. We'll come back, and we will have more of our coverage of the regional final, the 5D regional final from Brooke Point High School. Stay with us. CBTV's high school football playoff coverage. Mike Neville, Tim Coleman, David Robinson, and our CBTV production crew alongside of you, keeping us straight. We're doing the best they can.
Yeah, I tell you what, those guys do a great job.
They have done a great job all season long.
Yeah.
Mike Neville filling in for Jimmy Jones, who's done a great job all season long. Well, what do you think, Tim? Looks like they're lining up for what would be an onside kick attempt.
Yeah, I would think you're at the time of the game, you almost got to try to do that, Mike.
Well, Brooke might have 12 guys out there for a minute, but I guess they have the required 11. And, yep. And it's Brooke Point.
I think Brooke got it.
Yeah, they did. I think it was number 52, Tim, that kind of lackadaisical in going after that ball.
Well,
Brian
I'm not too sure if 52 is a member of the Good Hands team.
Right.
I definitely would have had my hands group up there on the front line.
Yeah, the Blackhawks have it in Stafford territory at the 48-yard line. Trying to inch closer here.
That's a step in the right direction of a comeback, is getting the onside kick.
Here's Pierce to throw, and he's going to go for it all. Down the sideline for Lawrence again, and it's incomplete.
Yeah, he just dropped that ball. I'm not too sure if he'd have been in bounds, Mike, if he'd have caught it.
Divin Cardell Ford on the coverage for the Indians. So it'll be 2nd and 10. Well, that onside recovery's got the home crowd back into it a little bit.
Yeah, it does.
Second and 10. Here's the snap. Pierce to throw. A late blitz, and Pierce is going to be sacked. They had a late blitz come, and he stepped up, and when he stepped up, he went right into the arms of number 40, Fisher. And Nicholas Dunn also helped out on the stop.
Almost like that blitzing backer, Mike, was kind of playing a game there, almost like playing a spy technique. And when he saw that, that there was nobody in his area to cover, he actually came and mirrored pretty much what the quarterback did.
So 3rd and 14 for the Blackhawks. Played just a little over 2 minutes of this fourth quarter. Here's Pierce, a little quick throw. It's caught. And that is Trey Ross. He's short of the first down. It'll be 4th down.
Stafford number 27, Justin Toller.
Toller with the stop.
Yeah, you got to go for it here.
Yeah. Marking at the 44-yard line, so it's going to be 4th down. And I believe 5.
If they were to have any kind of chance of coming back in this game, Mike, they got to have this play right here.
About 4th down.
Just got movement on one of the receivers. I'm telling you, receivers, there's no excuse in them not watching the football and moving when the ball moves.
That's going to make it a 4th and 11.
It's going to be a false start against the Blackhawks.
So a false start against the Blackhawks. So 4th and 11 for Brooke Point. And here's Pierce to throw under pressure.
Woodson just barely missed him.
And the pass is caught by Lawrence, Joshua Lawrence, at about the 41-yard line.
Yeah, he's going to be short of the first down, Mike.
As he was brought down immediately by Cardell Ford.
Woodson was just a shade away from getting a sack.
Yeah. So the Indians will take over at their own 42-yard line with 8:56 to go in this one.
Beautiful afternoon, Mike, we've had for a football game.
Yeah.
It was a little cold down in Dinwiddie last night.
It's funny, Tim, I was reading a lot of the comments from the coaches, winning coaches last week. And a lot of them say, the goal is to be practicing on Thanksgiving or after Thanksgiving, and that means you're having a successful season. Here's Ford, Cardell Ford, and nice pickup as nice patient running that time as he picks it up to the 50-yard line. That's an 8-yard pickup.
I always said, Mike, that most of my old trucks, you could play cassette tape in them. I always said when I could come out to practice and play Christmas cassette in one of them, we knew we was practicing the right time of the year.
There you go. So 2nd and 2 after a very nice run that time from Cardell Ford. And they're going to run Cardell Ford again. He's got a first down as he is spun down at the Brooke Point 43-yard line.
I think right now, if you're Stafford, you just want to keep that football on the ground and keep that clock rolling. Try to get out of here with nobody getting hurt the rest of the game and get focused up for next week.
I think, Tim, maybe another 3 or 4 first downs, and this one's probably in the books.
Yep.
1st and 10. There's the snap, and this time they give to Armstead, and Armstead is motoring his way into the end zone. Lavelle Armstead with a 44-yard touchdown romp.
A little bit of a counter action, Mike. He faked it to Ford going to the right and then give it to Armstead coming back to the left. And good play.
That is Armstead's, I believe, his 2nd touchdown, or is it his? Well, he had one called back, so actually that's his first touchdown of the day. He did have that 42-yarder called back in the first half, yeah. So here's Plunk on for the extra point. Snap is up, and the snap is down, the kick is up, and good. 52-18. If you would have told me at the beginning of this one that one of these teams would score 52 points, I'd be leaning towards the homestanding Blackhawks. But give Stafford credit. They lead at 52-18. Well, let's step aside. We'll come back and we'll have more of our coverage of the 5D Regional Championship game for Brooke Point High School. It's all Stafford. Stay with us. Well, we're all up here in the booth just shaking our heads over this one because just a tremendous effort by Stafford. But like I said, after what Brooke Point's defense did, Tim, last week against Ford, keeping him under wraps for the most part and playing pretty solid defense from this nice little run they've had. But again, let's give credit to Stafford.
Yeah, that's what you have to do. I mean, Stafford has clearly outplayed them today in just about every phase of the game, offense, defense, and special teams. And you got to give credit to the players and Coach Mo Hampton and his staff for getting them ready to play.
Here's the kickoff. It's another short kick, and coming up over the 35 and out near the 40, about the 38-yard line. It's Tavon Ross with the return. Hayward Lunsford and Anthony Adams combining on the stop for the Indians. Well, as I mentioned in the pregame, Tim, we've had some surprising teams in the area this season. Spotsylvania had a really good season. Of course, fell short of what they were hoping, but it's still they've got a foundation that they're starting to build on.
Right.
Culpeper playing James Monroe today has had a good season. And, of course, Louisa, who's still alive in the playoffs. Mark Fisher, his final season leading the Lions program.
Right.
And then you look at this team in white today, the Stafford Indians, and what a remarkable run it's been. And Brooke Point, a lot of people were surprised Brooke Point would be able to get this far because they lost some really good skill people, including Damon Drew, the running back, to graduation.
Yep.
As Pierce now steps up, gets over the 40, heads for the out of bounds, and is knocked out at about the 43-yard line by Cardell Ford.
Well, we'd have to say that out of all those teams that, you'd have to really say Stafford's kind of been that Cinderella team of all of them. All the ones that have had good years and building programs back to where they want to be. And Stafford's really done a good job.
And, Tim, I know Mo Hampton's not thinking about this, but this is where the challenge comes in. Now you have to sustain it. You've had this kind of success. Now you want to keep it going as Pierce's pass is caught by Joshua Lawrence in Stafford territory at the Indian 49-yard line. But that's going to be his challenge. And I go again, he's not even thinking about that because he's going to be getting his team ready for the state semifinals
Right.
at Tuscarora, but still, that's something that, and that's the way our society is. It's like, what have you done for me lately? And
Yep.
And here's the give off to Jalen Carter, and Carter with a good run. And he gets it inside the 35 down to about the 33-yard line for the Blackhawks.
I know in talking to Mo Hampton back in the summer, he had a few players, Mike, that were underclassmen that didn't necessarily buy into the program that he was installing and didn't come out this year. And, you know, now they're sitting in the stands watching all this unfold. They might have wished that they'd have come out and been a part of this.
Well, look at this move by Trey Ross, and Ross still going. And he is pushed out of bounds at about the 5-yard line by Cardell Ford. Well, he's a quick one.
He's got some good feet.
Divine Cardell Ford pushed him out. It's first and goal for the Blackhawks now at about the 3-yard line. Low snap, it's picked up and driving near the end zone. Down to the goal line. That's Jalen Carter. Getting off the pile for Stafford that time was number 64, Kendall Anderson. And Brooke Point pushes it into the end zone.
Pierce on the keeper, touchdown.
Pierce with the quarterback sneak. And it is now 52-24. And the Blackhawks will go for the 2-point conversion. And Pierce is going to roll out, looking to throw. Pumps and throws wide open. That was an easy 2-point conversion.
Yeah, it was.
Kayvon Ross.
He actually had 2 men open, Mike.
That makes it 52-26. We're going to take a break. We'll come back and we'll have more of our coverage of the Region 5D championship game from Brooke Point High School with Stafford on top, 52-26. Stay with us. Stafford on top, 52-26, and then we're expecting another onside kick from the Blackhawks.
This time, Mike, they got the good hands team up there.
Yeah, I think we had offsides on Brooke Point, a little too anxious. So we're going to do it again. So we're all in agreement. Justin Toller, senior, is our Dickey's Barbecue player of the game. He had a pair of touchdown receptions, also returned to pick 6 for a touchdown, and has been in on numerous tackles for that Stafford defense. He's done it both offensively and defensively, Tim.
Yeah, he's had a good game today.
Again, Woodson was one we were thinking of. The quarterback Smith also has played well. Armstead, Colin Vaughn, a lot of names you can throw out there, but Justin Toller is the one we're going to go with, senior. What a magical senior season. Your last year, and all of a sudden you're going to be playing in the state semifinals.
State semifinal.
One game away from playing for a state championship. That one didn't go 10 yards.
No.
And it'll be Stafford ball at the 40-yard line. So first and 10 for the Indians.
The onside kick attempt did not go the required 10 yards. It'll be first down Stafford.
Well, the Indians, if they can get a couple of first downs, put this one in the books. Then look ahead at a very tough Tuscarora team, Tim, and to beat a very good Stonebridge team, 28-27.
Yeah, Tuscarora will be a good test for them, that's for sure.
And to give straight ahead to Carter Ford. He hurls away inside the 40 down to the, I guess they're going to mark it at the, he got about a half a yard. Second down, Satchell helping out defensively for the Blackhawks. So 2nd and 9, they give Cardell Ford a 1-yard pickup. Second down, he almost lost the handle, and then instead just bolts through, and it's down near the 10-yard line. Divine Cardell Ford almost fumbled that exchange.
It did.
First and, call it first and goal, I believe they are.
Yep, they're using the down marker, and that's the only one they're using.
First and goal for the Indians. Approaching 5 minutes to go in this one. It's Cardell Ford again, and he's brought down at the 5-yard line. Xavier Smith with the stop. It'll be 2nd and goal. We'll go under 5 minutes to go in this one with this snap. I think Coach Hampton was saying, guys, we're a little quick on that snap. Let's use a little bit more clock.
Exactly.
Here's the turn to give to Cardell Ford, and he gets a couple of more yards before he's stopped. Xavier Smith again on the stop for the Blackhawks. That young man's not giving up, Tim.
No, he isn't.
It'll be 3rd and goal with under 4.5 minutes to go.
You know, he's a senior, Mike, and he wants to be out there with his teammates at this time of the game. A lot of seniors wouldn't even want to be out there, you know.
Right. So 3rd and goal. We're going to run Cardell Ford again, and he's going to get into the end zone with 4:03 to go. So Cardell Ford with a 3-yard run. And that'll make it 58-26. And here's Plunk on for the extra point.
I tell you what, the way Stafford's played here this afternoon, they could play with any team that we've seen this year.
You would think so, wouldn't you? Like I said, they're going to get a test in that semifinal, but don't discount what they might be able to do. Extra point's good. 4:01 to go. Stafford's on top, 59-26. Let's take another break. We'll come back and we'll have more of our coverage. The regional final, the championship game of Region 5D from Brooke Point High School Stadium. We are back. CBTV's high school football playoff coverage. 59-26 with just over 4 minutes. 4:01 to be exact to go in this one from Brooke Point High School. As Stafford is going to advance to the state semifinals. They'll travel to Tuscarora. Boy, it was laid out in front of Brooke Point, Tim. They, if they win today, they would have hosted next week.
I know they would have.
Of course, that's, Stafford came out first possession. Tim went right down the field. Used, about 5 plays to get a Smith scored on a quarterback keeper, made it 7-0 quarterback sneak. And from there, it was all downhill for Coach Tommy Buzzo's Blackhawks.
Yeah, they've dominated this game today, Mike, in just about every phase that you could dominate.
Another high short kick and getting over the 30. And Trey Ross is finally brought down.
The Blackhawks, number 85.
See, this is where the Stafford players have got to keep themselves under control.
Tavon Ross with the return. And we've got some I believe number 5 for Brooke Point. Damon Jackson was involved in that little skirmish. You see lots of laundry on the floor on the ground.
Yeah. We're going to probably have personal fouls on both teams, I would imagine, Mike.
Looks like they're going to be writing a note down too, Tim. That may be, somebody might be tossed. So 3:55 to go.
Yeah, they're having a long conversation. They're making some notes out there, Mike. I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah.
I know one thing. If I'm Stafford's coaching staff right now, I'm not too sure if I'd have any of my key performers out there on the field at the end of this game.
Yeah. Still discussing it.
Because one of the last things you'd hate to see is some kid from Stafford not being able to play next week in that state semifinal because of doing something that, and you know what? It's easy to get caught up in emotions out there today. I mean, it's been a long time since Stafford's been in this position.
Yeah. Well, last night in the Virginia Tech-Virginia game, Virginia Tech winning for, I think, the 14th straight time. But in the end of that game, one of the UVA players got kicked out, and not sure if he'll be able to play in their bowl game. Probably won't be able to, but the frustration of losing to your in-state rival, and of course this is a county rival.
Coach Buzzo down here on the sideline, Mike, talking to his team about showing some class and showing some sportsmanship and representing Brooke Point the way it should be.
Coach Buzzo is a disciplinarian without a doubt.
Unsportsmanlike conduct against the Blackhawks.
Well, it is against the Blackhawks. I thought they might do a dual, offsetting penalties, but and another off. So a couple of off unsportsmanlike conducts, and Brooke Point will start from their own 12-yard line. With 3:55 to go in this one, 59-26.
I've given several talks this season, Mike, to some football teams, and one of the things that I've emphasized quite a bit this year in some of the talks I've given is football not only builds character, but football reveals your character and what you're made of. When it's easy to be and show good sportsmanship when everything's going your way. Sure. It's when things aren't going your way, that's when your real character sometimes is revealed.
And Pierce is going to run it as he turns and hands off.
And we might not see another pass in this football game today.
They say he was down. Jalen Carter with the carry. And on the stop, number 15, Taquan Ellis, a junior. And there's a lot of numbers out there that getting some taste. Josiah Bratcher, number 50, is out there for the Indians.
That's a good opportunity. I'm sure there's been some JV players brought up and, to get some weeks of experience and some practice time in. And it's always positive for those kids to be able to come up and experience what this is about.
And that's something you got from Ken Brown, wasn't it, Tim? I mean, Ken used to bring up guys just to get the playoff atmosphere feel, right?
Exactly. And, if you, back in the day, if you made the state championship, you got 4 extra weeks with all those young kids.
Yep.
Now you get 5 extra weeks.
Here's another give to Carter, and he fights his way nicely out over the 20 to the 21-yard line.
He's tackled by the Indians' number 52, Brian Milan.
Brian Milan helped out on the stop.
Michael Fletcher.
Also Michael Fletcher helping out on that stop for the Indians. Under 3 minutes to go in this one. Snap to Pierce. They're going to run it again with Jalen Carter. And Carter bursts through a nice little seam and gets over the 30 out to about the 32, 33-yard line. First down. Demario Brooks with the tackle for the Indians. First and 10, under 2.5 minutes to go, and they're going to run it again with Jalen Carter. And Carter is dropped at the line of scrimmage.
Jalen Carter on the carry for the Blackhawks.
Number 10, Devin Large, is able to string that out, and then he was polished off by Bratcher, number 50. He's second and 11, a loss of 1 back to the 31. With under 2 minutes to go. Pierce to throw. His pass is almost picked off. Knocked away at the last minute.
Pass intended for number 10, Alex Butel. On the coverage for the Indians was number 24, Mason Pastel.
Mason Pastel almost came up with that pick.
Got to give a lot of credit, Mike, to Mo Hampton and his staff for getting these kids ready to play this afternoon. And, you know, sometimes playing over a holiday like Thanksgiving, sometimes it's not the easiest thing to be able to keep everybody focused on what's going on a Saturday afternoon when Thanksgiving's on a Thursday. They've done a good job here today.
And here's a run. And getting out to about the 41-yard line or so. That was Thaddeus Moore. Approaching 90 seconds to go. Mo's assistant coaches are Dennis Fair, also James Overbay, DJ Palmer, of course Chris Dodds, the athletic director at Stafford High School. We want to thank Roger Pierce and his staff here at Brooke Point High School for rolling out the red carpet for us. There's a turn, and again Thaddeus Moore straight up the gut, and he gets into Stafford territory. Down to the Indian 48-yard line.
Score on the carry for the Blackhawks. The stop was made by the Indians number 28, Michael Fletcher. That's enough for a Blackhawk.
So first and 10 for the Blackhawks at the Stafford 48-yard line. Approaching 1 minute to go in this one. And here's Pierce to throw. And his pass is
incomplete,
trying to hook up with Joshua Lawrence.
Joshua Lawrence is incomplete.
Coverage from Devin Large.
For the Indians is number 10.
Not really sure why you throw the football right here, Mike. I think you just try to run this thing out and get these teams off the field today.
49.6 seconds to go.
For the awarding of the regional championship trophy.
There's a turn and running the ball again. And driving down near the 40-yard line. I believe that was Carter again.
David Carter on the carry for the Blackhawks.
It'll be third down.
By the Indians, number 22, Aiden Messimer.
Aiden Messimer helping out on the stop, number 22 for the Indians. Under a half a minute to go in this one. And the Indians are putting
they dumping the water on Coach Hampton over on the sideline over there, Mike.
Inside the 30 down to the 28-yard line.
Carter on the carry.
Carter again, and that should do it.
Made by number 10, Devin Large. And number 20, Michael Carter.
And the turn and the give once again. Should be the final play of the game as Jalen Carter's brought down inside the 25.
That's going to do it, Mike.
So the Stafford Indians got out to a 31-12 halftime lead, and they are going to win it 59-26. And you can see a very happy Stafford sideline, and rightfully so. Our player of the game is Justin Toller, the senior, who had 2 touchdown receptions, also returned an interception for a touchdown. Played very well defensively, was in on a number of tackles. Congratulations to Mo Hampton and his coaching staff, as they are now will get ready for Tuscarora in the state semifinals. We're going to have the trophy presentation here momentarily, and then of course we'll hook up with David Robinson. He'll be talking to our player of the game, Justin Toller, and also catch up with Coach Mo Hampton. And Tim, like I said, that opening drive pretty much set the tone for Stafford.
It set the tone for the game for all day, Mike. I mean, they pretty much dominated this game from start to finish.
After about 5 plays, they scored and went into the end zone and was on top 7-0 and never looked back from there. As I mentioned, they raced up to a 31-12 halftime lead. win it. Again, your final score is 59-26. So we'll take a break. We'll come back and we'll have the trophy presentation. Head down, talk to David Robinson. We'll talk to our player of the game and Mo Hampton. Back with more as we wrap things up from Brooke Point High School. CVTV's high school football playoff coverage. Stay with us. All right, there you can see a very happy Stafford football team getting the trophy and celebrating the 5D regional championship today. It was all Stafford, the Indians winning it 59-26 is your final here at Brooke Point, as the Indians now will turn their attention to Tuscarora in the state semifinals. And we are going to send it down on the sidelines, and David Robinson is going to be talking with our player of the game, Justin Toller, and he'll also be talking with head coach Mo Hampton, and then we'll come back and close things out here in the press box from Brooke Point High School. Once again, the final 59-26. All right, thank you, David. I think we're wrapping things up down on the field. 59-26. Mike Neville, Tim Coleman back up here in the booth. And Tim, real quick, I want to two plays that I think are two situations in the ballgame that I thought really turned it around. Late in the first half, Brooke Point driving for a touchdown with less than 2 minutes to go. Woodson gets the pick, returns it 31-6 at that point. It was 31-12 at the half. I thought that was a key. And then third quarter, Smith hits Richardson for a 71-yard touchdown pass, 38-12, pretty much extinguishing any opportunity that Brooke Point had about getting back in the ballgame. And I thought those were two huge plays.
Yeah, it was. For Stafford had a lot of huge plays today, Mike, for their offense, but it was a total domination of all phases of a high school football game. You know, defensively, special teams, offense, they all played very, very important parts in the success of this game today. You know, as you look at the game itself, Stafford, the underdog.
Yeah.
I mean, let's face it, they were the underdog coming in here. You know, they had nothing to be uptight about. Nobody really expected them probably to win the football game other than that football team and a coaching staff. And they're the ones that came in here today and really dominated this football game.
Exactly. And there's, as we mentioned when we were talking about players of the game, there were several players that could have been named our player of the game. Jalen Smith, the quarterback, junior, 3 touchdown passes. He also ran for a score for Stafford. Our player of the game, Justin Toller, 2 touchdown receptions. And he also had a pick 6, so 3 touchdowns overall for him. Woodson played well. Colin Vaughn played well. Just a number of players that really stood out. Armstead for Stafford. But they win at 59-26. And like you said, Tim, total domination for the Indians as they move on. Good luck to them as they get ready to take on Tuscarora in the state semifinals. I want to thank you, David Robinson, and, of course, our great crew all season long. Also, Jimmy Jones, of course, who did most of the games for you with the play-by-play this season. Also want to thank Stan Miles, Kelly Copley, Charles Thomas, and for our entire CVTV, and also Ryan Smith, our entire CVTV production crew. I'm Mike Neville. We thank you for watching CVTV's high school football coverage. We'll see you next season with more high school football action right here on CVTV.